But it is. Here in my archives. Greevil Taffy. Exceedingly, no, astonishingly, cosmically rare. It would have to be. Can you imagine the nightmare of maintaining a healthy supply of Greevils? Records suggest only Roshan even likes the stuff. But I've also heard a different tale. That Roshan's not the only Dota beast beset by a craving for... So, how about it, pro players? Remember when you first played Diatide?
All I can say, like, the first Diatide was kind of epic. I feel like that was like the best mode ever released.
It was like 2013, 2014. These events I used to have like play with a lot of friends, and I used to look forward to the holidays because there would be some cool event that comes.
It's also might be good at team building. Good.
What's that? No, the very idea's absurd. Technical difficulties strike even the best of us. Coincidence of little concern. Bring on the next dapper guest. One who surely remembers when.
可以跟自己的一些好朋友去参加，或者也可以跟一些。
Oh, bollocks, that's right. Where there's Greevil Taffy, there's Greevils. They'll ruin everything. Diatide. My archives. My Ascot. Wait a minute. The Greevils aren't a problem. They're an opportunity. The Candyworks opening soon. There's money to be made. Riches beyond the meager touch of Midas. Think what I could do with all that coin. I could expand the archives. Even consider paying the help. They've angered Roshan. We'd best get out of here before he pulps our gravy train into useless bits. You there, intern. Saddle my fiercest penguin. Tonight, we ride for gold. We ride for Taffy. Punch Greevils. Destroy your enemies. Ride a penguin. Diatide is back.
Oh, you love to see it and you love to play it. Looking forward to that for sure. Looking forward also to the Dota 2 that is going to be played very soon. We're going to just close the book on the series we just watched and look a little bit ahead. We've got 3 teams remaining, Effie.
Yeah, and all 3 of these teams are from Western Europe. The top 3 teams at TI are the teams who, at this point, know each other the best. They've spent the entire year playing against each other in pubs, in scrims, and in LANs. And I think it's no surprise for me personally that the top 3 of this tournament are the ones who attended the most tournaments this year, as other regions weren't really able to get to some of the majors because of certain reasons.
They did also play like 2 teams at the top 3 at the international are last chance qualifiers teams. So they did play some extra games. They did manage to get here, get the meta, and kind of form the meta for themselves and also for the rest of the teams, which is kind of impressive.
It is impressive indeed. We've already seen Liquid play. We still have 2 teams to play. But before that, we're first heading to the arena to see what Slacks is up to.
Hello, everybody. It is time to show you the end of a very long journey. It's one of the best times of the year for me. It's time to tell you who won the Dota 2 short film contest. Now, before we get too into it here, I just want to say a word to everybody that submitted one. I mean, again, the Dota 2 community is so creative. Everything that you guys make has so much passion, and this is the moment for us to celebrate some of the hardest working guys in our community to show their love of Dota. So before we get to 3rd place, ladies and gentlemen, can you please put your hands together for everyone that submitted to the short film contest this year? Thank you so much. I'm sure they appreciate it. All right, well, time to get into it then. In our 3rd spot, it is a very exciting video. It was done live action, which is extremely rare, and it's very hard to pull off without being cringe. As you can see, me up here, completely cringe. So let's go ahead and take a look at our 3rd place winner.
I think he's gone.
There you have it. Congratulations to Fierce Lego Link. I mean, the costumes, the set design, everything about that, and the live steer itself, absolutely incredible. But coming in second place is another very unique submission, this time animated, hand-drawn, I believe, of an incredible moment that you might recognize. Let's check out our second place winner. And there you have it. Congratulations to 2D. And in case you didn't know what that was the iconic RTZ 1v5 Rampage that happened over at TI9. So such a cool little feature there. And the time has finally come for us to reveal the first place winner. Guys, please put your hands together for one of the best SFMs I have ever seen. Let's take a look at our winner. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for For Fun, who is now a multi-year winner of the short film contest. An absolute fantastic job there. And again, guys, it is so great to see these short films come out. Such creativity, such incredible, artistry coming out in so many different ways. So thank you again to the community for releasing those. Congratulations, For Fun, on your $25,000 first prize. But short films are not the only creative things that the community does. No, in fact, just as creative is the world of cosplay. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the cosplay competition at TI11. Fantastic. fantastic. And I'm not alone here, my friends. I do have several friends here, co-hosts, judges, cosplay aficionados themselves. Alodia, hello.
Hi Slacks, love the energy. But before anything else, for you to participate here with us, you gotta wear a costume. Are you game with that?
Yes, absolutely. Please give me my sweet stinky hoodwink. Hell yeah. Thank you.
All right, so hi guys, I'm Alodia from the Philippines. Today I am cosplaying as Puck, and I'm such a huge gamer. I love Dota. I've been cosplaying for the past 20 years, and I am truly honored to be here today with all of you amazing guys. So thank you so much, Valve and Dota, for this prestigious event. I'm so lucky to be here.
Thank you for coming, and your puck looks amazing. Give it up in the puck. Woo! All right, fantastic. We also have some judges here as well. We have Tasha, of course, a fellow cosplayer. Fantastic, thank you. And you will be judging. And then who do we have over here?
Vera Chimera.
There you go, Vera Chimera. Give it up for our judges, please. There we go. All right, guys, we have got some fantastic cosplay. We are ready to go. Are you ready?
Are you ready?
I am ready. I've been ready. I'm in the hoodwink. I'm set. All right.
All right, game.
Yep. Okay, well, we're going to start things off. Ladies and gentlemen, please do not avert your eyes from the disgusting but delicious Hattie Acker as the Weaver.
Look at that. This cosplayer was able to successfully mimic Weaver's silhouette by crouching. He's able to hold this position and move around with the help of a trolley. All powered up with the help of lights. Be careful when he casts Swarm.
Fantastic. Coming up next in the other competition, watch out the trees, comes Zainal Hazikas, the Timber Sauce.
So cool. This Timber Sauce armored weapons are made out of rubber sheets to make him look structured. He incorporated LED lights to make his weapon glow. Make sure not to be in his line of sight when he casts Swirling Death.
Fantastic. And coming up next, it is Fish Ice as the Hoodwink. Okay, I thought what? You're stealing my Hoodwink. Wow, that is beautiful. Now you win.
It's your twin. So adorable. So you think Hoodwink's weapon is made out of wood, but it's actually made out of rubber sheets painted to look like wood. So make sure to dodge his acorn shot.
Oh my goodness. Coming up next, it is some hot, hot stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Ryuki as Lena. I remember her from the anime.
It's amazing. So if you look closely, look at her heels. They are transparent to make her look like she's floating, which is similar to the game. So also held up by her wires, her skirt is actually there to keep it rigid. So watch out for her Laguna blade.
Oh my. Coming up next, Artificer and Avion Tees present the Rubik. Oh! Lifting them up and putting them down.
Insane. This Rubik, if you look closely, his staff is powered up by fairy lights cleverly embedded within the crystals. It is also used rubber and wood to craft the leaves. So, yep, no magic is definitely safe with this Grand Magus Spell Steal.
Fantastic. And up next, we have P-Teak as that disgusting lifesteal. Oh, it's hideous. It's so real.
Gosh. Look at his stance. It's pretty intense. His suit is actually made of silicone, so it's more flexible for more movement. So don't let your guards down when he casts Infest.
Oh, infest me any day, my friend. Coming up next, we got Shabazz as the Ember Spirit. Oh.
This Ember Spirit's costume details are insane. The structure and shape are made out of rubber sheets, also using reflective and neon paint to make his weapons glow. Watch out when he does Fire Remnant.
Okay, and next up is King KJ. Is that really Lich? That's really Lich!
Yeah.
Nobody could be that tall!
Oh my gosh, he's huge. If you guys are here in the stadium, he is 2 meters tall. And if you look closely, he's using 2 poles to control his arms and hands. So be sure to disperse when he casts Chain Frost.
Fantastic. Coming up next is Mizuki Ottawa, as you know him from your band list, the Huskar.
Wild. Huskar used a combination of silicone molded to look like muscles for more movement and rubber sheets for his weapon. His eyes are also glowing with the help of LED lights. Always be on guard when he leaps on you with Life Break.
And last but not least, the librarian with the most. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Rukia as the Warlock.
Amazing. When you look at the Warlock's lamp, if you look closely, the mask and the lamp are all 3D printed to get that precise angles.
All right, before we give it up to our winners, please can everyone give a round of applause to all the cosplayers here today. Absolutely fantastic work here. And we will begin. Now, our first category here is called Best Technique. What exactly does that mean?
The Best Technique Award is for the cosplayer with the most clean and precise work. It should be designed to be easy moving and durable.
That's right. It's all about the movement, the preciseness of the animations. Yeah, just like Hoodwink. That was perfect. Ladies and gentlemen, your winner for Best Technique, it's Artificer and Aviantes as the Rubik! Give it up! Ah, yes, fantastic.
So next up, we have Biggest Transformation. So this is the cosplayer with a demonstrably impressive costume that shows a marked transformation in the cosplayer's appearance and physique. All right, so Biggest Transformation Award goes to...
The Biggest Transformation Award goes to Mizuko Otawa as a Husker! Transformative. All right, judge's choice. Now, can we talk a little bit about what a judge's choice is?
Absolutely. Well, judge's choice, it's a mixture of both portrayal and precision of the character. So we want to find a nice, healthy balance of all the little talents that we can find so this person can really up their cosplay career.
All right, fantastic. Judge's choice. The winner is your boy, Honey Actor at the Weaver! Harry Weaver, very depressing. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, it is time now for Best in Show, the most coveted of them, the best overall, right? Are you ready?
Ready?
Are you ready?
Oh, very.
Yeah?
All right, I'm ready.
Okay.
All right, Best in Show goes to the cosplayer who scored consistently in all areas and criteria, which is accuracy, craftsmanship, portrayal of presence, and creativity.
Fantastic. And your winner for Best in Show of Cosplay TI-11 goes to Ember Spirit, the Shabazz, baby! There we go! The stance, the weapons, the flames! I'm feeling hot, baby! There it is, absolutely gorgeous. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for our cosplayers! Fantastic. Alodia, what did you think of all the cosplayers here today?
They were amazing. Like, we saw them also the other day. It's like we were so excited to be here for you guys to see them in person.
Absolutely. Well, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us, seeing all the creativity of the Dota 2 community. We got short films, we got cosplay, and we've got such more great Dota to see here today. But you don't want to go anywhere because we got something I know you're going to want to see coming your way right now.
We've been waiting here for like 2 hours. What is going on?
I don't know.
Is anyone in there? Hello?
Hello.
Hi, what can we do for you?
Hey, which one of you goons wants to have a meeting at 6:30 in the morning? Of course. They're firing us.
Okay.
They're firing us.
Calm down. They're not going to fire us. I'm sure it's fine. No, it's fine. I'm sure it's fine.
Mr. Newell called you in today concerning last year's Gabe Newell Mega Kills pack.
Okay, yeah, they're going to fire us.
Okay.
Mostly you, but...
Listen, I have zero money, okay? I spent every penny I have on the battle pass. My wife has no idea. I sold the car, I sold the house. I needed the naked axe. All right.
Okay, we'll talk about the naked axe another time. You listen to me.
All right.
I don't give a shit whether you're naked or not. I'm going to get us out of this, okay?
Okay. I got you, girl. All right.
Am I back? All right. All right, listen here, Gabe N. If you so much as think about firing us, I'm gonna pluck every last hair out of that giant beard of yours and burn this building down with you in it. Do you understand what I'm telling you, friend?
No. This is not a package deal. You want to fire her? I'm cool.
Mr. Newell is amused.
Yep.
That's why this year he would like to record a follow-up to his greatest success, his mega kill pack. But this time, it's going to be recorded by you two.
Oh, that's great. All right, that's good. Yeah.
You'll find scripts personally written by Mr. Newell himself on your respective stools.
All right.
One for Casey and one for Jack.
Okay. Jack, it's actually Jake. Gabe knows that, though. We've worked together a lot of times.
Your name's Jack.
What?
It's Jack, okay? You're changing your name to Jack. Listen, this guy's fucking crazy, all right? Last year, I was the taste tester for pet food, for pet food. But now, I'm the VP and my name is fucking Gary. Gary, all right? So listen, just be happy that your new name starts with the same letter. Okay?
Could I please be Karen?
I don't know. Does the script say your name's Karen?
No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't. Okay, you guys are doing great. Keep up the good work. Help me.
Asshole.
Let's start recording now.
First blood. Vast implications into the lore.
Nice.
Double kill. Dab on those haters. Hello.
Oh, yeah! No, none of that. Stop that.
Monster kill. Is this what you guys want? Because I'll give you what you want. Gabe, is this what you want? Because I can do more. A lot more.
He hates it.
First blood. Huh?
Do that one, but with no teeth.
Okay.
Unstoppable. Oh my God, this is awful. Are you guys liking any of this? Because we both know it's not working. I think everybody knows it's not working.
Be cool, man.
Unstoppable. Rampage!
Yes.
Dominate.
Yes.
Yes!
Good.
You did a good job for once,
Good
huh?
job, I know.
Nice, all right.
Thanks, Gabe.
Bye, thank you. Perfect.
Thanks,
We had a
Gabe.
great time. Invite us again. When do you think it's coming out?
Well, let's see. They've got to edit.
Why is this door locked? How long is this gonna take? I don't know.
This is long, even for them.
I'll take a look.
Hey, how much longer are you guys gonna be? Gabe? Gary? Oh my God.
Oh my God. He's dead.
Duh. Oh no. Hey, did you look inside his pockets yet?
Oh, okay. Going straight to the looting.
Yeah, why not?
Pretty standard.
This tracks. Of course.
G-Money.
Oh, Gabe? Gabe, it's Casey and Slacks. We were just calling to check in on the status of the Casey and Slacks announcer pack, remember?
What?
The Casey and Slacks announcer pack. You know, that thing you locked us in here 4 years ago to do?
Right. That was Garbo. Gary's fixing that, right?
Oh, Gabe, I don't know how to tell you this, but
Not again. Gary, bring me the potato phone.
Gabe? Gabe?
Gabe Johnson here, founder and CEO of Aperture Science. Welcome to this phone call.
K-Man, it's G-Fat.
Who?
Gabe. Gabe Newell. I saved your life in Nam.
Right. Yeah, choking on a hot dog. That was a dark day. What can I do for you?
I'm calling in a favor.
Sounds ominous. I'm in. What's going on? Nobody's talking. Are we still talking? Because I got a hot dog cooking. Okay, I'm hanging up now. In 3, 2, bye-bye.
Let's go! Let's go! A cosplay celebration! A Cave Johnson announcer pack! My boy J.K. Simmons coming in the clutch! Can you believe it, my friends? It's celebration time as we're getting ready for our next series. I'm here with Sheepstick, a Lizard, and T. Sheepo, can you believe it? A Portal announcer in my Dota 2?
Dude, I'm so excited. I was just talking the whole time. First because I thought it was Saxon Casey, but then I thought it was Cave Johnson. Whew.
I'm here, don't worry. We gotta get on to some more of the Dota, so let's close this party down. I know we're having a lovely time, but we have Dota to get to. It's intense times here. This is upper bracket finals. It's Secret and it's Tundra, and it's going to be me guiding you through it. I've been given a little bit of a press release. James, we've had issues with James in the past. And that's not the case this time. No, he's actually feeling a little bit under the weather, so you're stuck with me for the rest of the day. Hopefully he will be back tomorrow. I'm sorry, people in Singapore, and I'm sorry here in Norway. Apologies, friends. You've been doing a great job building up all the chemistry over all of playoffs, but now I'm here to mess it all up. So, T-Gov, tell me about...
Oh, no, not me first, not me,
no,
please.
don't worry, it's brackets. Let's talk about brackets. Is this my camera? Is that my camera?
Brackets.
Let's talk about brackets. I think that's how it works. Or we can talk about the state of the Dota. Yes, we just saw
Pick your mind. Okay. Choose one thing.
We just saw Liquid take down Aster. And we can see how it all happened.
Oh, this is the second worst host I've ever had.
Good. We're setting the bar high. Lizard, you haven't gotten a chance to talk, and I know Too Good regularly stopped you. So here, the floor is yours. Where were we at in the bracket?
Should I even try talking?
I'm not going to cut you off.
I can actually speak.
Lizard,
amazing.
Please. T wants to say something.
Yeah, we've come a long way to get where we are into the penultimate day with 3 EU teams already. Secret, Tundra, and Liquid waiting in that lower bracket. Secret and Tundra, the upcoming match. You guys have been like both. Wait, actually, it's T-Gov. You've been covering the EU scene, right? So you've seen this matchup many times before.
Yeah, too many times. No, but I think the surprising thing here, at least in regards to the history of Western Europe, Secret has always been 5th place in the region. So they come now to TI, and it's like the top 3. They're playing against the teams that always beat them inside the regions. So there's a lot of kind of redemption required for Secret, at least for how kind of difficult their whole DPC season has been.
Especially since they came all the way from last chance qualifiers. It has been a hell of a journey for 2 out of these 3 teams, but it's not that much of an anomaly for these teams who have taken the longest journey to TI to do well in it. This is all the teams that have come through wildcards, regional qualifiers, and now last chance qualifiers in TI 11. It's not that weird for them to do well. Sheepstick, we basically started the wildcard process come TI4, but it seems like a direct invite does not guarantee you a high placement.
Yeah, that's true. I think a couple of players talked about oh yeah, going through the open qualifiers. I mean, that's just part of the call. Like OG, didn't they win one of their TIs off the back of that? It's right there, yeah. Like that was probably one of the biggest hype stories ever, and I'm happy to see other teams taking this momentum and just running with it.
It's the momentum, right? It's also the sheer amount of games that you're playing through the LCQ, through the group stages. Like, you get the feel of the meta, and if you have the right players that are very skilled, but perhaps need a little bit of refinement, like Crystalis is. Right. Actually, wasn't it Thompson as well with Monkey King? Right, like the first year, the TI8, it was Thompson with Monkey King as well that came into the scene.
Thompson was a pub star. He was doing Meteor Hammer Invoker and then starts winning a TI afterwards. But it's all these teams put together that had a little bit of unique secret sauce that got them to this point too.
Yeah, I think it's the fact that you have... I completely blanked, won't I, mate? Yeah.
It's my fault, don't worry.
You just asked me the hard questions. I want James back.
Yeah.
Nah, it's good. No, I think the main thing for at least, like, let's say Liquid, it's they're playing with their hearts. You know, I think Tundra, they're the team that's calculated. They break everything down. And Secret, they are kind of forged through the fire of having to go through some of the more difficult seasons. So now that we have our top three, it's we've got passion in one team, technical ability in the next team, and then kind of just Secret's just resilience in the other one. So it's just, yeah, it's an incredible top 3.
Wait. What is Tundra out of those 3? They're the technical
They're the technical, yeah, they're nerds. They're the cool nerds of the group.
They're definitely the nerds.
Yeah, they're the ones that break it down.
I would argue that before them, Liquid were the nerds, right? Like,
yeah,
when you imagine insane...
I agree.
I think Tundra are the passion. Like, Tundra is the team that works harder. They're more passionate. They care so much. You listen to them talk about Dota. It's like, yes, we spent all hours of the day scrimming, pubbing, talking to each other. Like, they live and breathe Dota. Obviously, everyone that gets to this point in the tournament has. But they're very open and vocal about how much they love the game.
Every single one of us that has worked with AUI, with AUI, as an analyst, as a coach, that man lives and breathes Dota.
He's a degenerate, for sure. And
he eats with his bare hands.
Yes, I've witnessed it on multiple occasions. And obviously, Aster no longer in the tournament, but each of these pairings that brought them to success, Tigov. I think that it's a little bit unique how it's not always just the offlane and the carry that's winning these games. It's not always the mid and the support. Each team kind of has their own dynamic.
Yeah, coming into the top 4, shout out to my mate Benji, we went through this. We wanted to look through the average kills by 10 minutes from all the top 4 teams. These stats were based on from yesterday. They haven't taken into account the series we just witnessed. But if you already look here, for example, Liquid averaging 5.71 kills every 10 minutes. Compare that to Aster all the way down at 4.1. The key thing here is look at Secret and Tundra. They're biggest contributors to this kill average. For Secret, support Joe, Zayats and Puppey, the 4 and the 5, they unlock their lanes, they rotate around, they make the map quite big. On the other hand, Tundra, it's the offlane Joe. It is like the world star offlane Saxa and 33. These guys, they are dominating lanes. They are crushing their opponents. And that gives Tundra the ability to enter the game. So we have these top 4 teams, now top 3. But the key on kind of enablers in the early game, it isn't always just the 4 and the 5 or just the mid lane. It is different from team to team. So that's going to be the big disparity in this matchup, at least Secret and Tundra. Can they shut down this offlane?
And I'm surprised that it's specifically not Resolution and Zayats that are doing the magic, because they were the pairing, I thought.
They were the pairing, right? Like, they played in the same team, they come from the same region. But when you think about it, this is probably the team where Puppey feels the most comfortable with since Na'Vi. They're pretty much all Eastern Europeans, right? Like, you have Nisha as well, you have Zayats, you have Rezo. But Zayats and Rezo, you can feel the full Davai momentum from them, right? Like, they're diving all the time.
I mean, yeah, Rezo and Zayats, it's more about their synergy, their ability to talk to each other and have a good lane. But Rezo's not really the playmaker of the team. He's very much like, they're playing him as the core. You'll see Chrysalis moving much more than Rezo in the team, for example. And like, you just see people going, gravitating towards Rezo's lane. We're going to gank for Rezo's lane. We're going to make Rezo have a good game. He will stay in his lane and farm, and then only move out of his lane via a TP when there's like a mid tower to push, or there's a Roshan that can be taken. Because this team also plays really nicely around having heroes that can take Rosh early with the Slardar carries, the Marcies, the Tusk, all this stuff.
And we talk about Tundra being a bunch of nerds, but it's a nice argument. But why don't we back it up with a source? What better source to talk on Tundra than Secret's Puppey?
I think Tundra overall have 5 skilled players, and they are a bunch of, I call them cheaters, they're just a bunch of cheaters. They got some cheaty strats, 33 is just gonna come up with some stuff, and you're gonna look at it and you're gonna be like, yep, that's cheating. That's just cheating.
They have 2 guys, basically like 9 and 33. They're like kind of unique in a way that what heroes they're playing. Like 9 is playing some Spirit Breaker mid lane.
Tundra using a lot of Zoo heroes for Search 3, because that heroes kinda cheesy, because if he plays it and you not counter well, you're gonna lose like in 20 minutes.
In my opinion, in my head, Tundra is still the best team to beat. On top of the fact that they're 5 skilled players, they just kind of like manipulate the game a lot. And that's what Dota really is about. It's about breaking the game. And they do it pretty well.
And they were able to break the game all the way here to the upper bracket final. But they've been here before, T. Stockholm Major. I remember everyone's like, oh, Tundra, Tundra, Tundra. They completely massacred the group stage, come in, and then at the finish line, they kind of stumbled.
Yeah, I think the thing for Tundra is they always have like the smallest hero pools of any team, but they have like the strongest understanding of how they want to play it. Like in the interview, they're mentioning 33's offlane. He's played 6 heroes so far at TI, and they're all kind of the Zooey annoying heroes, the Enigmas, the Visage, the Beastmasters. So if you're against this type of team, if you can do the prep, there's been a 5-day break. You've been able to study everything. This is where Tundra could potentially falter, but they're also so damn good.
I also hope they don't overthink it, because that can sometimes hurt you even more, right? Like, you're overthinking it, you're thinking like, which one of those Zoo heroes should we ban from 33 so that we don't lose 2 games under 30 minutes once again, like in the groups.
Is it for the Konami for this one, Sheep? You think that they took their time off like Liquid did and won?
Oh, I mean, Tundra, they had the smallest hero pool coming into this final, so maybe they have new heroes. A lot of the players like to talk about bringing new stuff in. It's hard to know, though. I mean, it's not all about the cheese. You know, we got the Doom as well for 33 that he loves and has a lot of success with.
Oh, new hero. Let's go.
All right. You want to see new heroes? Let's see some new players. Let's bring out Tundra Esports. The first of the 3 Western European teams that remain here in the top 3 of TI11. I say Western European though, but I broke up the British panel so I can root on my boy Snake King, doing it for the USA, repping NA, but he's gonna have a hell of a journey to go through as they make their way up the journey, because they are going to face off against Team Secret. How superstitious are you? Because if you believe Puppy's trends throughout the past few TIs, it seems already fated that he should be second place in this one. Win or lose in this game, he may end up in that grand final. But is it his turn to take an Aegis one more time? Will he be able to do it with his teammates that he has brought from the brink of near irrelevancy this year? Secret made 78 DPC points for the entire season. Now they show up here October in Singapore, and they're ready to take it away. Now let's see how they faced off against their opponents. I want to see what Tundra thought about Team Secret.
Here to assist with the damage. Her BKB's already been used, but it doesn't matter. The cleanup from Aster is here. The 5 for nothing. They will take that.
Our first day, I would say, was not too successful. We had a series. We had like series that we really thought we should have won, and we ended up losing them. Nobody really kind of played to their best.
I'm used to sitting alone in my room with the PC, right? No distractions, and just focusing on the game, and suddenly there's people screaming, you know, crowd cheering maybe for the opponent, you know, reacting to the plays, and it's just a lot of new stuff being introduced. So I think it's just, you know, getting used to it is the most important thing.
The stress still kind of gets to you sometimes.
First upper bracket game against OG, where I played Slark. During the lane, I fed the first blood.
Oh my! Wow, that was a crucial mistake from Skitter, staying up a little bit too long.
When you're kind of dying on stage, and then the audience is cheering for the opposing team, like you kind of have to kind of mentally block that out, because like if you let that get to you and affect you, you're just going to be on a downward spiral.
He's got a BKB. Charge from behind. Jump out there. Ooh. This is interesting. Managed gets 2. The most important hero. Oracle dies first, and Misha's going to fall too. BZM has already lost his Aegis. Tundra. This charge in from 9 may have just set them up for a fantastic team.
We really gave it everything this year.
And Skeeter is completely uncontested. One by one, he will just knock down these heroes, take away their agility.
And also, I can say, just from individual point, I think every one of our players is like now at the best form they've been in their life. I can say for myself, like this is the best I've played. I feel very confident, and I think it's the same for my teammates. And when these things happen, it's just you know, anything can happen.
This is my first TI, first time on a really big stage. For me, it's all about managing stress. I like playing against EU teams because it makes me feel way more comfortable, because we know them, as you said, you know. So not much of a surprise if you play them. We kind of know what's gonna happen. We all accumulated so much knowledge over the years, try to learn from all the mistakes, and I think we managed to create like a really good structure. And I feel like we understand how to get to the top, and we are trying to prove it to ourselves and to the world.
Diamonds are formed under pressure, and what higher pressure is there than being in this situation, being in this arena, being in front of this crowd right now? Some of the players on Tundra are no stranger to it, but some of them may not have made it to this point. At least the man standing behind them, AUI 2000, has climbed the mountaintop, and he knows what it takes to get here. And now, Sheepstick, we have to see how these two teams face off. They've done it a million times. This is a classic Western European DPC face-off.
Yeah, and I'm mostly going to be looking towards this mid lane and how these players are able to make moves on the map, because it feels to me like both of them are quite space-creating players. Like even Nisha, when he plays something a little bit more greedy, like Alina or Lesh, he either makes space just by, or like makes farm for himself just by killing everyone and having a huge game, or like he'll itemize, he'll get boosted travel on Alina, he'll make sure he's always able to connect to his team and make moves. He'll go for that ether lens, the less greedy builds. Like he is always there to just destroy everyone and build his team up.
Yeah, coming from the European region, I remember Nisha back in alternate attacks. I felt him on my skin. I felt just how difficult it is to play against that guy, because no matter what you do to his lane, no matter what you do to him, eventually he finds farm, and he's just so stable. Like you can't break him. He's silent. He doesn't give any interviews, but he brings all that energy into his gameplay.
He's always having an outstanding game. But how does that contrast to Nine, who's going to be facing on the other side of that river too?
Again, I think for Nine, at least within the draft, Tundra always does an exceptional job at just having a really strong foundation in regards to you already know roughly what 33 is going to play. You kind of know what skill is going to be going, and it gives Nine a little bit more creativity to kind of lean into his deeper part of the hero pool, and maybe we get to see that today. There has been a 5-day break. I've looked at his pubs. He is playing a couple of the spicier heroes, only a couple games, but I'm not going to spoil it.
Please, don't.
Yeah,
I want to keep these secrets. But I know we watched the previous series, Sheep, and you were very like, oh, nothing's changed. It's the exact same. So did these 5 days, were they just there for people to take some time off?
Well, I think Aster had a little bit of creativity there, and also we had that Night Stalker. But for the most part, it's like, oh, they're picking Lishrak and Marcy and stuff. But I like what you're saying. Nine does play creative stuff. I think that's cool. He probably might bring something else out, and he makes them work. Like his Tusk, he maxes Ice Shards and Snowball, and then he'll just go and gank somewhere, and then farm through the jungle with those two spells back to mid, and he's always keeping up farm that way.
To hijack Tsunami's question though, they had 5 days, and Tundra, they're a known team for, maybe...
Say it, Lizard, don't sugarcoat it.
Yeah, they flake at lands, right? It gets a little bit difficult. Do you guys think that these 5 days break might have been rough on them?
I actually will go.
Overthinking and stuff.
I'm going to say the opposite.
Okay.
I think that the 5-day break will give them the confidence and kind of the learning requirement to bounce back.
But they were good already.
Yeah, no, but I mean more so they were dominating in Stockholm and stuff, right? And then the intensity and the speed, then they faltered, right?
Okay.
But now it's like, you win, you get top 3, you take a 5-day break, you get to kind of re-enjoy yourself. This is why we're doing well. Let's maybe think about this at Spice.
Are you telling me they don't go to sleep dreaming about Puppy staring at them from across the stadium every single
player does.
That's true.
I don't know. I feel like I saw people going around saying, "Oh, Liquid, their momentum stopped. How could they possibly win?" And they won. So, does Secret's momentum here count? Maybe Tundra don't win here, or maybe they do because they're just very smart players.
Who do you have higher expectations of? Who do you think that you come to this point and they're like, "Oh my God, we're at upper bracket finals TI"? Is this Secret getting rattled?
Coming to this point, at this stage, basically the pinnacle of esports in Dota 2, right?
Exactly.
I believe you're looking at Puppy, you're looking at Team.
Okay.
They must have prepared something really nice for Tundra, because Puppy is that stoic Estonian. He doesn't mess around. He's like, if I'm correct, we win. If I'm not, we lose. And I'm sure that he figured out the correct way to play this series.
Puppy loves ideas. He talks about it. He's like, we don't think this team is better or worse. We think that they have different ideas to us. And these matches at TI, it comes down to who has the better ideas. And they're going to be confident, right? They've figured out Entity. That was one of the roadblocks in their way that forced them into being a better team, through that last chance qualifier. And Tundra, they also talked in an interview in the break about how they think their ideas are the best coming into this final. So I'm super excited to see them put that to the test.
Yeah, and you compare the captains, right? Snaking versus Puppy. So far in their careers, I think Puppy's won 26 games, Snaking's won 25. So in regards to the captaining side...
head-to-head?
Head-to-head.
Okay.
Just player-to-player. Not talking about teams, just purely head-to-head of the captains. And, maybe Snaking, he understands Secret and the Puppy kind of style of play because, statistically, they're pretty even on the captaining side.
Yeah, and I want to see if that experience does play a favor. I do think that the devil-may-care attitude has been very successful. We saw the previous True Sight. Silent obviously is a little bit more storied on team spirit, giving those speeches and giving that foundation. But the players, they were just happy to be there. And I can see some of that on both sides, on Tundra and Secret. If they have the strong base, I mean, you brought up Crystalis Lizard. This has been a glow-up story for him.
Oh, for sure it has been. Like when he came into the scene, when I was watching his games, like every single time I open Western European DPC, I see a Monkey King played by Secret, and most of the time they are losing, right? But not only did he grow throughout the LCQ, but in the group stages as well. His hero pool has widened, and the way he plays his heroes, he adjusts to the game. Like Rezo, in so many games, he's the actual carry. Like he's playing this Marcy on the offlane, he's getting BKB, Blink, Dezo, whatever, like he's just bashing you. Meanwhile, Crystalis is just there, some Ursa, making space, going in, creating stuff, making things happen for Nisha and Rezo.
Yeah, I am looking forward to seeing how these two styles contrast against one another. Let's see it with the draft. It's game number 1.
Tundra Esports versus Team Secret. Game 1.
Tundra Esports turn to ban. Team Secret's turn to ban.
That's right. Welcome, everybody, to the Singapore Upper Bracket Finals here at TI-11. And it's going to be a very intense series. We've got two Western European juggernauts matching up against each other. Both of them have won 11 games in a row. That's finally going to break open here in this game. I've got SVG, Quinn, as well as Fly, who are going to be joining me for the draft here of this opening game 1. Gentlemen, I want to take with you, Fly. What's your first opening thoughts about this upper bracket final?
So I think this is definitely one of the more exciting matches that we have, because I think these are two very different teams in how they approach the game, how they want to draft, how they want to play the game. So it's going to be a battle of two different concepts. So I think that's something I really want to see, how they play out. How did they come here with all the preparation time they've had?
Yeah, I mean, she talked about the differentiating ideas and like the play styles, like Fly just said, and like the hero pools are just completely different. Neither team even dips into the other team's hero pool at all, as opposed to the OG series against Tundra, where they're trying to steal each other's heroes, like this mishmash of stuff. Like they just pick completely different stuff.
I mean, we already see with the bans, right? Leshrac, Team Spirit have won their last 4 games with this hero. Tundra, I don't think they touched it in forever in the tournament. Same with Doom and CM on the flip side. But I tend to agree. These guys have very different hero pools. They use them in very different ways. I'm kind of curious what Secret chooses to leave in. Obviously, they're chosen to ban this Doom strategy, which I think was one of the underrated strategies Tundra's actually used in this tournament. But again, you're leaving all of those Zoo heroes for 33, and you're also leaving some of Sox's best heroes in the Tiny, the Hoodwink, some of these low CD stun skirmishes. You have to be able to deal with these, and I think in some ways, Secret have to understand where these strategies are going to come and already have the preparation done.
Yeah, it makes me wonder what the pretense behind this Tusk pick is, right? You have, like we said, you have a long break to think about, you know, okay, Tundra likes the Zoo, they like the, you know, the 5-man, this ball, and you open with a Tusk, and you wonder, like, what the idea behind that is.
So we see the Mirana. That's a hero they've been picking, I think, in every last game, pretty much, with a Broodmother first, too. So this is something they definitely prepared. And we see that they keep picking this Mirana. Initially, it was versus heroes like Marcy, so it's a hero that can get away in lane. It's hard for you to kill him. I think it's a similar concept, you know, versus the Tusk. You know, you can get out of shards. And then this Broodmother first too, we saw it earlier today. It did kind of struggle earlier today, so I'm kind of curious to see what Secret's answer is to this Broodmother.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing about Tundra. They are always going to jam this Netta offlane duo, and they're just going to say, hey, here's our heroes, deal with it. Netta's played this Brood vs. Monkey matchup a million times. I'm sure Crystalis has as well. So it comes down to, hey, we're both okay with this matchup. Let's see which one of us is actually right about how this lane goes.
I do think Secret's one of the teams that's happier than a lot of others taking their carry early this tournament, especially for Crystalis. I feel like they're pretty contentious. Okay, what do you want versus the Brood? They already thought about it. Pick the Monkey. They're happy to go into these second phases getting what they want. This is kind of an awkward opener to me, though. I feel like a lot of times Tundra either goes this Brood Zoo route or they go the Mirana skirmish route, not necessarily together. Like, this opener to me needs some stuns and some lockdown. Otherwise, you're getting kited around in the fights. I feel like especially when you play with Mirana, you generally get that stun setup from your offlane. They're not going to have that option now because I'm pretty sure we're not going to see Brood on any of these other lanes. It's kind of like you need both things to get enabled in the second phase. So Tundra really have to think about what they want to ban here, so when they get to that second phase, something comes out to enable both these together.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, you have 9, so you have this counterbalance in that your mid hero will probably have a stun. 9 almost always plays these random skirmishy heroes, but the bans being on point is very important because if you're picking this melee this melee mid hero, weak laner against Nisha, one of like the best players in the world, insanely high skill, you have to worry about, hey, is this lane gonna be okay if we pick Spirit Breaker mid, and if you can counter pick this, bam, and you get slammed. So you have to be really careful about that.
I mean, something else I want to note is that they actually did take the Tusk first pick, which is one of the heroes Tundra has played the most for the mid lane. So we talked about them not really sharing the same hero pool, but Tusk is one hero that Secret plays. Usually it's been on Zayak. I think it's only been on Zayak. And it is something that 9 plays. So they are going to try to find something else mid lane that could fulfill that similar role. I think especially with a hero like Broodmother. Like you guys said, it is important to have some kind of stun. You have a Mirana and a Broodmother. They might look at something like Primal Beast for mid lane, for 9. What else does this guy play that, could do this for them?
Yeah, I mean, there's the Spirit Burger. He's played like a Void Spirit in the past. A lot of these, sort of unorthodox heroes you don't see super often. I mean, even talks about the Brood and Potem being sort of awkward, but I think there can be some sort of similar dynamics with Tusk Monkey King. Generally, when you pick a Tusk first phase, you sort of balance it with some magic damage, maybe a ranged hero with a lane with it, and then pick the Monkey King instead because they're getting that response to Brood. So you look at the first phase where both teams have heroes that they want, but the heroes themselves, in terms of the way they interact, is just a bit unusual, which I think adds to like how will things turn out, because it's not very common hero pairings.
Yeah, so these bans are a bit telling, right? Because Secret is banning Slark, they're banning Ursa. These are heroes that are good against these melee types of offlaners, so you can kind of see that they're planning something in the next phase already. I don't think these bans have anything to do with the Monkey King necessarily, right? They're kind of planning their second phase because they are first pick. They're gonna have to pick blind. They're gonna get counter picked. So it's interesting to see. Like this gives us a clue as to what they're up to.
There's also a possibility they just want some beefy hero for Rezo in terms of Tide Hunter. We've seen him play it a couple times. That would indicate the ban's like exactly about right. Whatever. I mean, and I think if Secret really wanted that Tusk Enigma, they would have taken it. And I think it's almost like a bait at this point. Because I'm more in line with what you're saying, Tal. Like, they're probably going for something to help deal with the Brood in terms of AoE, that they're afraid of the safe lane, just run at you, beat you down heroes, making the lane matchup too unplayable. I also wouldn't be surprised to just see Hoodwink come out for Tundra out of phase. I think it's their go-to with this Brood. It's like either Hoodwink or Tiny here to get their low CD stun playmaker, and then I think Secret can already think about what is Puppey going to play into that. If you want the big AoE team fighter, you have to think about what that hero's going to do in the Brood lane, because that lane is deadly for a lot of those types of heroes.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I mean, Tundra pre-picks this Potem, so Puppey may be less likely to want the Chen. I think the interesting thing about a lot of these bans is they're not really banning like heroes that maybe are like super ideal for the specific situation. They're kind of just like going down the list of, hey, this team likes these heroes, let's ban them, because both teams have a very specific hero pool, and they're like, there's a Kunkka ban, that you wouldn't see that against any other team. There's this like Dirge ban because they play 4 Dirge. There's like a lot of really specific things like that.
Yeah, so I think we are going to see, I'm expecting something like the Tiny, like SVG said, for Tundra. We're going to see, because this is going to be one of their setups, most likely. And then the whole draft is going to be revealed from Secret side, and Tundra is just going to get to respond. So they're thinking pretty hard about this ban. They're taking a lot of time, because they're going to ban, they're going to pick their hero here. So they banned the Pangolier, another hero that's pretty good against Broodmother. And let's see what they take here. Okay, there's the Tiny.
Yeah, good call, has good synergy. I think heroes they're all very, very comfortable on. Saksa is very, very good at laning on the hero. He'll skill the tree, they'll go in lane, they'll contest every CS. Like, they're not going to give you these denies in CS for free. They're going to fight them. They're going to double last hit. They're going to use this tree. Maybe he'll pull some wave by throwing the tree. Like, they have all sorts of shenanigans up their sleeve.
I mean, I now think if you're Puppey, you're just taking that damage dealer. I think your options are like, we've seen Jakiro and Lich played a lot this tournament. I think both be solid. I would like to see a Wyvern, but you'll end up going Disruptor.
That is a good killer for both Broodmother and Mirana. She cannot leap out of the kinetic field. It's also, if you ever get to see Broodmother, you get to glimpse her back and you get to contain her, because this hero is very hard to kill otherwise. So it is one of the best Brood killers. And I think this other pick is going to be something along Tidehunter, Mars. Those are what the bans indicated to me. So something that deals with Brood again, because you do have to address this hero. And they go with Magnus, actually. That's a different one.
That's a very interesting choice here. We actually, if we were looking at pub history, Rezo was playing this a bit in pubs over the break. So this could definitely be some mag strat they built and have a good idea going in, like, hey, we're going to get second phase mag, because nobody was going to ban Mag going into this game one, right?
I think it's also not out of the question. This is a soft flex. Niche is a player who can play practically any hero in the game. Nine's not a player who picks like super hard lane counter picks, so likely you'll be playing in something that's somewhat playable. Maybe they get some Viper or some sneaky hero last pick that makes Skitter's lane almost impossible.
Yeah, I think that's a really good call because it is something that Puppy as a captain has always taken a liking to, being able to flex his heroes, whether it's a Monkey King that can go middle or safe lane, in this case the Magnus. They are willing to put supports in either lanes. And we see the response, Naga Siren. Okay, how do you guys like that?
The Skeeter classic, right? Manta, Orchid Heart, every game, push the tempo, abuse the early team fighting. It's also an arrow setup. You get this sleep and that combo, which is really nice. The lane always feels good because you get the minus armor with the extra Mirana right clicks. Again, I think the more setups you have for this Mirana, it's nice. I think it's also a combo they've abused vision-wise a lot this tournament. Like Naga's pushing in the lanes, making people show, sending illusions in the fight, and then at the same time you have this Pada multi that's hiding your backline. It's super deadly in these team fights. We're talking about a team fight from Secret, which might be predicated around glimpses or big RPs. Suddenly you have illusions going in, and you can't see anybody through the Mirana ult. Makes all of those spells tremendously harder, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think the theme of the way these teamfights play out is super interesting. Like, depending how the early game goes, there's a world where Team Secret has an impenetrable wall. They're chasing you, you can't run into them because they'll glimpse you back. They have this RP waiting in the wings, a really fat Monkey King. And there's another world where Tundra has all this garbage running at you, and you can't see anything, and they see you, and they kite you, and they poke you, and you have Disruptor playing on the defensive, which is just generally not what you want.
They're basically the zookeepers here. I do think Tundra is definitely going for this vision type of game, right? They're going to push the lanes in, and Secret has to show in order to push the lanes back. They don't have that much nuke right now, and then they're going to play around with this vision. They're going to set up kills on the map, and meanwhile Secret's just going to want to fight them. Whenever they see them, they can bring numbers. They can just take the team fight. They have a bunch of strong spells, you know, RP. You have the Disruptor ulti, the Monkey ulti. They have all these team fight spells, and Tundra doesn't. So it's again two different approaches, which is what we were expecting going into this. And this Wyvern ban is actually a pretty smart one, I think, because 9 does play Wyvern mid, and this is a fantastic Wyvern game if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, that was a really clutch read, honestly.
Yeah, one of the old school mag lineup counters, right? I mean, do you think the lane shove here for Secret is going to be an issue in terms of like Disruptor Tusk? Not the greatest heroes at dealing with these illusions later. They can't really interact with the brood lanes that are ghost shoving waves. It kind of forces Secret's cores to show here a lot in the game. And then at the same time, you have a support duo that kind of wants to set up kills and make stuff happen. I feel like you're getting split up too much. You're not going to have it. You might fall off with the damage at a certain point.
Yeah, I mean, that's where they could be looking for something like a Zeus, which, you know, maybe helps with the damage, gives them sort of this global presence so they can help deal with the lane some. I think this, you know, sort of sneaky, maybe niche mid-hero you wouldn't think of so much. This type of hero for niche could be very good here. Zeus Tinker.
Yeah, it's like Tinker to me. What do you guys think about a Timber Saw for Secret? Could potentially go different lanes. They don't really have any damage for him. They do have a Vessel Buyer and a Mirana, so they can't find an answer. But this Batrider ban is also something that's potentially giving a hint towards Timbersaw. But I do agree, either way, they need a hero that can deal with these illusions, with these summons. Just something that can also connect to the team, ideally. So, you know, you might see a hero like Ember Spirit as well, something like that.
I think anything mobile that can deal with the lane pressure so that other heroes can group a little bit where those spell synergy will shine is going to feel good for Secret here. And like you said, I mean, any of those heroes is right up Nisha's playbook, right? We've seen him dominate the year on a lot of those spellcaster carries.
I mean, you can see Tundra, they're thinking about the Magnus mid potentially as well. They banned the Darkseer, so clearly thinking, hey, this Magnus is not guaranteed to the off lane, so you could have some flexibility here. Like, let's keep our mind open about these bans.
All right, clutch call is Timbersaw. Otherwise, I'm going to go with something like Ember Spirit or Storm. That's my call here. Let's see.
I respect the chatting up.
Let's see the Tinker. Tinker busted out. I'm down for it.
If they go Tinker, I feel like we'll see an immediate Zeus.
Yeah, that is
the very classic 9 hero. So I'm not feeling the Tinker right now.
It is an extremely good Zeus game for Tundra as well, if depending on what Secret's pick is.
I do really like Zeus for their heroes. It's perfect for how they want to play this map.
Do you think they just steal it here? Like, is Puppy thinking about, hey, if we give him this last pick Zeus, suddenly the global threat with so much lane shove just becomes debilitating?
It's not bad, actually. It's not bad. They don't have that much reach between their heroes. They have the sleep, but other than that... Ember Spirit. Okay, they go for the stable pick.
And it soft blocks the Zeus a little bit, right? At least you're getting some gap close on him. You're going to threaten him a little bit. You can control the runes against him, which is nice.
Early game tempo is quite nice.
All right, Quinn, what is he going to play mid? I feel like this is your wheelhouse. You see an Ember Spirit. Your name is 9 right now.
My name is 9. I mean, I think the Zeus is honestly not that unlikely. I think them having this sort of long range, like if you look at Secret's lineup, it's kind of scary to just straight up run into without abusing this vision, abusing the long range poke. We talked about that being sort of thematically what their lineup wants. If I think about heroes that 9 plays that fit in that wheelhouse, it's the Wyvern, it's the Zeus.
Hoodwink?
Yeah, I mean, even something like a Hoodwink is possible, to be honest.
Talking about long range burst.
I feel like 9 is such a unique player that it's very hard for me to call what he's actually going to play here.
The only other hero I can think of he's played on playoffs, especially with the Mirana, was the Spear Breaker game that he had.
I think it's pretty tough against Ember Spirit, right, Quinn? I feel like that one's kind of hard.
The game, I mean, you just can never charge him. He just presses W. If his fingers are on the keyboard, then you're not stunning him.
Does he play Huskar? Not even a consideration here. And
does not, I don't think.
Are we okay with Tiny Mid?
There is OD. He's also played a lot of OD.
Just at the tail end of it, Avery locks it in.
I mean, I was thinking, you know, because every time they see this morph, they see this Ember, they're thinking of Hour of Devour. I thought they were going to pick it earlier on in the tournament. He goes Midas, he goes Ags. Suddenly the multiple saves come out in the fight for RP and Static Storm. It's going to chunk through the cores without BKB. Pretty obnoxious pick.
Yeah, fits that style, fits that long range, sort of gives you that damage, that scale, so you aren't all in on this Naga who's playing against a Magnus, who's playing against AoE clear and the Ember and the Monkey empowered. I think it helps their lineup a lot.
Yeah, it's also decent against Disruptor. I'm gonna go with Secret on this one still. I think they have a really solid lineup. I think Tundra has to play a very concept style of game. Like it is their view of Dota, and they have to really make it work this game. But I think Secret has a easier understanding of how they're gonna play this game. They can just brawl. Tundra has to be very smart about which fights they take.
Yeah, I mean, ease of execution is definitely on Secret's side. As the game progresses, this Ember and Monkey with Empower, your Broodmother impact starts to dip a little bit, Naga Illusions start dying. Suddenly you don't have this vision advantage anymore, and you're just terrified of this RP all the time when OD you can't show, you can't hit, you're just waiting.
So you're both favoring Secret right now, right?
I'm favoring Secret.
I think so, yeah.
Avery, last one on the panel, and I'll just remind everybody, 100% win rate, 9 OD. There have only been 4 games, 3 of them have been Tundra. They've won all of them.
Well, you're convincing me with every stat you throw.
You gonna stick with the stats, Avery?
I think Tundra might take this just because this type of playstyle with the lane shove being super obnoxious on the map, so many summons, so many illusions. You lose one hero, your map starts to crumble. It's so annoying in a game 1 scenario. I think that's when you're the least mentally prepared for it. Like you think you're gonna deal with it, but then you get halfway through and you're like, a little too many things on the map right now, you know?
And this exactly harkens back to what we said at the start. This is a clash of styles, right? You guys said that Tundra has a very set style. Secret, they need to find a way to counter it. This draft pretty much spells that out, right?
Yeah, very much so. I think this is exactly the type of lineup you want as Secret against Tundra.
All right, Fly, any last thoughts? I mean, what do we need to see from the side of Tundra?
Make sure when you take the fights, you drop the hammer on the OD instead of the other way around, and you get the big RP with your BKB timings. Secure Roshan. Make sure you fight around good areas with your vision. Don't get outclassed by that Mirana ulti.
All right, everybody. I know you want to be able to see Secret versus Tundra, but of course, we got to be able to check in with our favorite man on stage. It's your Action Slacks with the coach interview.
"30 seconds to battle."
My keyboard is not working. My keyboard is not working. My keyboard is not working. My keyboard is not working.
You're not afraid of spiders, are you?
Thank you, Slacks. That's right, it's Cap and Avery, in case you forgot, Slacks. But here we are. We got to pause just to be able to catch things up, because we did have this situation where we had the teams kind of walking around while this coach interview was happening. Fortunately, we got this pause. Avery, we were talking about it before this game started. What was the storyline to this upper bracket finals? And for me, you actually said something that I thought was very fitting. You reminded me that Tundra was once upon a time 1 series away from being able to go to TI. TI 10, they barely missed out on that one.
Very true.
Second chance for them, right? At being able to be here at TI 11, and they've made the most of that chance. They've gone very far through the tournament so far. And Secret, of course, everybody knows about that. There's a huge second chance right there. They had to go through the last chance qualifier. That's the ultimate second chance right there.
That's all you get. After that, there was no other opportunity. They've made the most of it, right? I mean, these two teams, second chances. they still have one in the bag too. Upper bracket. Makes you feel a little bit more comfortable when you know, hey, if things go wrong, we're still in it. Yep. That said, I don't think either of these teams wants to drop down, and they definitely don't want to lose the dominance in terms of the meta, right? Both these teams are trying to define what's going to get them to the finals. If you get there with that definition in place, gives you a bit of an advantage going into those early games, because now you're saying, hey, no one has broken what we're doing. Yep. And especially for Tundra, who I feel like has just had one of the more unique styles this tournament. Banking off the zoo, banking off the lane shove, Outworld Devourer. Who else is playing the mid heroes that 9 is playing at this event? Nobody else. I'll answer for you. This is a team that really wants to keep that momentum going and not have people kind of break that strategy and make them second guess, hey, are these things as strong as we think? Because like I always said, right now, they're just playing what feels good.
I was telling Bruno backstage, I was like, I feel like this series could be just like just a stomp of a 2-0. I don't know which side it's going to be, but I feel like it's definitely two different ideas matching up against each other, and somebody's going to walk away right, and somebody is going to be a little lost mid-series in figuring out what to do.
Only possible. This is a make or break situation, and Puppy, the all-time experienced captain, he has made or broken a lot of teams. I wouldn't be surprised to see it go that way. That said, early laning phase, another situation where you have to play versus Tundra offlane, one of the most annoying offlanes in the game. You're always pulling waves, always disrupting the equilibrium. It never seems like you get that 2v2, so Puppy's already doing a little shenanigans with Soxa down here, chasing him down, trying to meet the waves. Of course, this will give solo XP to the other two, but Soxa does not want to run through mid.
And this is kind of what Puppy was talking about when he was saying that they're just kind of like, I like to refer to Tundra, I'm not sure if I would call them dirty cheaters, but I would say dirty and nerdy. That's the combo that I think of when I'm like, what is Tundra? What makes them dirty and nerdy, man? These guys are the guys who break down the game to a science. They know every little mechanical interaction. They know every little dirty thing you can do in lane in order to swing a bad matchup, and you're seeing it right here. And Secret, they also know that, and they have come up with a plan to be able to deal with that. Puppy's trying to, as you said, meet the pulls together.
I mean, you can call it dirty and nerdy. I don't know. If you're in top 3, I call it just good Dota.
Yeah, that's a good.
Figure out the mechanics, abuse them better than your opponent. One of these things that these guys do the best. Meanwhile, Secret, they're going to have to play with that double melee offlane. So Skeeter's going to have a really good early game. Very nice timing on this Naga. He's playing into Mag. You have to keep in mind this Tundra lineup, they have a couple save mechanics built in versus the big AoE teamfight that Secret's trying to push down later, right? You have to sleep to counter-initiate. You have the Astrals to counter-initiate. It's a lot of time you can waste for this BKB duration that at some point Crystallis might end up going here and trying to take the Roche fights with. Already queuing up Maelstrom, so the more you can deal with the lanes for your supports, the better off Secret's going to feel in this game.
I also feel like the damage on Secret isn't like the fastest in the world. You know, like I could see a very real scenario where Crystallis, maybe give it a first blood, not quite. But just the damage could just be a little bit slow. There goes that save, there goes the song, and you're going to reset.
Like Secret, when they choose a target in this game and they choose to go on it, you have to commit, and you have to commit hard. You also have to get out of these lanes. Like we've seen this Brood just destroy some of these side lanes. 33's having a pretty good time. He has not had to invest a huge amount in regen. Normally these super early waves is where Brood can struggle, especially in these core matchups like Monkey that tend to abuse him.
Oh, 9!
It's got a fairy fire.
Just as we showed the stat there of how successful OD has been at TI, and specifically, there it is, the 9 OD. The only other team to try out this hero was Team in the offlane with Collapse. Didn't quite work out for them. It is interesting, though, it's the first time they're going to be playing Dire side OD. How much that changes.
TP mid.
Yeah, an early rotation that's going to catch 9, perhaps. No, he ended up on the wrong side of the cliff. 9, I don't know if that was intentional or what, if it was just good old-fashioned luck, but close enough to the cliff there that it puts Science on the wrong side.
Nice little move. He'll sure it up. Still fairy fire. I'm not sure he'll go down. There's just not a huge amount of mana in the tank for but I think they're happy to get out of this lane in a pretty good position. Snaking in his courier. Not too happy about that one.
Oh, even worse. Our Ember Spirit did not actually get a chance to refill his bottles, so talking about being low on mana. Worse. Looks like Snaking Itch is gonna fall. Resolution. It's way too hard with the 2-2-0 build he's got going on.
Yeah, this is the buff, the Shockwave, right? This Mag hero is pretty strong on lane. Like, he's just chilling here with the ring. Outside of Mirana Nagas, you can't pressure super early. So Rezo is just having the time of his life up here. Even CS with Skeeter, first blood gold on top. Even more unstoppable. And him having a good game is really nice, because he has the most flexible item choices to some degree. He can go more early utility. He can go the Vanguard, Arcane Boots, Mech. Some of these early items can help them skirmish, accelerate the tempo. And at the same time, he's going to scale his other 2 cores.
That's a little bit too far forward. Crystal's going to come in, trying to help his buddy out here, but it's not going to be enough. Too much damage with 33 in Zoxa. As I believe Puppy thought he was doing a little bit of pulling. 33 is going to take some damage in return. He can jump under the trees and make a go for it. As you can see, Zoxa was even trying to cut down trees to make sure Chrysalis gets caught. But ultimately, feels like just pushing the Broodmother out of lane is good enough for him.
And honestly, giving Monkey some solo XP might not be the worst. I don't think Puppy wanted to stay on here too much longer.
That was a close call. You see that 9 tried to stop Nisha from being able to pass over the bottle over to the Disruptor. But it did go off and he did get that refill.
Every little thing on the main stage adds up. Puppy's lingering around here, maybe trying to secure the vision for this 6-minute rune. They would really like it to go the Ember's way. Since this OD, of course, not one of the bottle mids. This gives an opening for Nisha to really get these 6-8-minute runes, power up on the map. If it's haste or double damage, he's going to be in heaven.
He's got 3 mangoes in the bank right now, and he just needs 1 creep to die, and he'll have level 6. And that's where that kill power, the OD especially, as he's been ramping up all those imprisonments. So this is a dangerous situation.
There's 3
Zoxa's gonna cut
collapsing
over that 1 creep. It's going to die right now. He's going to get his level 6. Now they've got the ultimate to drop it if they want to, and there it goes. They kill the Ember Spirit. Now look to be able to chase down Puppy as well. Puppy, with a spiteful last breath, kills the Arcane Rune before he does die. But a successful rotation by Tundra, picking up 2.
Testing that 6-minute rune, getting the level advantage on OD. Those little lane things matter. And 9 will drop that first hammer, cement his fate. No rune for Nisha. That was one he really would have wanted. We can also see like some of this minor synergy. You're gonna have to care about the Astrals a lot more in this game because every Astral means a free arrow for Snake. In the fights and the skirmishes in the river, we didn't really talk about this OD bottom combo, but it's a classic for a reason.
We end this today.
Uh-oh, Chrysalis. He go a little bit too far forward here. He's trying to get the Jingo stacks up and then be able to swap over, hit the big swing that gets him back up to full, and it's 33. Who thought they could challenge the Monkey King? Step to the king, Avery, you best not miss.
Damn straight. That almost pushed him to level 6, so Saul's having a pretty good time down here in this bottom lane. Like, he is really taking it to the Brood, which is exactly what you want to do. Down this Brood's level 6 timing as much as possible, because that's when he can start to ignore your core matchup, get into the jungle, cut waves, accelerate the farm, get into that Wraith Pack pipe or whatever utility he wants to go. That's what unlocks Tundra's 5-man team. If all that gets slowed down because your Monkey King is killing the Brood early, it means your time to get to this Mag and power ramps up considerably. So Secret, I feel like they're having a pretty good time on lanes here. This is probably in the upper band of what you would expect or hope for, especially from a Mag lineup.
Talking up, Mag, when you talking about, okay, more time for the Empower to kick in for the Monkey King and the Ember Spirit, do you think that also means that they feel very comfortable going like pretty far into the late game against the Naga Siren because they have these big steroids coming in? Oh, bottom lane, 33. He's going to be kept in place. Not long enough, though, for the Monkey King to get those stacks.
I mean, I think you're always confident going late game with a triple melee core Mag lineup. Like we said, Tundra does have some of the saves utility to play around with it. Nisha
tossed over, jumps over to his Remnant. Didn't have enough mana for that one.
That's a DD. They can skirmish around mid with it. There's a lot of damage.
Is coming in.
Max Slight.
It's dangerous, though. The imprisonment, the self-save underneath tower. They get one last hit. He's going to go for it, Nisha. He wants his kill.
1 second for Slight.
Is he far enough away? He's out of range. And now they've got the toss up in the air. Oh, into the snowball pickup. Dodges the arrow nicely. They are going to be able to get another round Slight. Look at Knight. He's creeping in on the side. He's going to come in at the last second to be able to bail out Zoxa and get the kill on his Zayats.
Tundra bringing the numbers again to shut down this Ember's momentum. That's a huge rune. We can see the damage coming through. And of course, the whole time that flies out, 9 gets to complete his Midas. Already proccing it. This is the build he is favored on this hero the whole tournament. Midas into that Axe Rush. Gonna be extra attack speed and extra item progression for him. Arrows
an arrow. Ooh,
little early.
Range creep first.
A gift from the
both teams really trying to play around these mids.
Oh, goodness. Look at that stack. Rezo is gonna be huge. No stacks on the side of Tundra, so this is gonna be, they're already up a bit in net worth. That'll continue with stacks like these.
And 33 just has to walk out of base here. He's choosing to save his TP. Guess they're gonna send him mid. He's tired of going against this Monkey Disruptor kill combo. At the same time, he can't really go against Mag. I don't think he feels great just sitting up there potentially beating Spiders playing into Vanguard. 33 a little lost this early game. This has been one of the rougher starts for him. I feel like I've seen all tournament.
Yeah.
I mean, he's jungling with Insatiable. This is not the route of progression you want for your offlane Brood here, trying to get to level 6.
No, you're supposed to get, you're supposed to get 6 in lane, and then, you know, you just are able to, even if your lane is hard, you could still jungle so much faster. In fact, he has to do it level 5. Ugh. That's going to feel terrible for him.
It also pushes Sox more towards these mid skirmishes, which again, we're seeing 10-minute rune. Might be in a bit of trouble. Depends how much Secret commits.
Snowball afterwards should be able to keep him in place. Stroke sneaks in from the side. Oh, actually tosses over Science at the last second. Tries to block him off, but is going to be caught by the imprisonment. Probably surrounded here. I don't think Secret can do too much to stop this one. Indeed does fall 9. And a killing spree already.
Look at that. Radiant's courier just got
Secret's got to be happy about both their side laners just getting full farm and solo XP though. Like sure, you're winning some of these mid skirmishes a little bit. You're contesting the runes. Ember, he's getting his economy drained a bit. He has some power to catch up. Rezo and Crystallis just having free-for-all in the first 10 minutes here. And like you said, they are gonna be big.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. Rezo, I feel like he's had 2 different modes this TI, one of which has been like this carry style offlaner who he just is like picking up second most net worth on Team Secret, is just absolutely destroying in the mid to late game. The other mode is where he's just running around with Zions nonstop. They're just constantly looking for kills. It's definitely going to be the former one, where Renzo's just going to take a lot more time farming in this game.
Play carry Mag to a degree. He did opt for the Vanguard, will go Blink. I mean, it's a tri-carry lineup. They're fine going moderately late here, no matter what. Quick smoke from Secret, trying to activate the Strengthless Magnus with the catapult. Push this Tiny out of here. They don't want to let Tundra just sit up here and leech XP, especially when nobody can defend this tower on their own.
If they successfully kill this Tiny cleanly, they can go ahead, take the tower, get a decent bit of map control, especially since Crystallis is still able to hold his safe lane, no problem. Tundra just really hasn't been able to activate around that.
Yeah, I mean, you have to double man smoke yourself, which is exactly what Tundra is doing.
Found him. Got him in. Shards, Shockwave, and Soxa. Well, all you can really do is delay the inevitable at this point in time. There is going to be the rotation to bottom, so now we are seeing that activation to the other side of the map. Question is,
Crystallis should read this though, right? You know no one's defending top. This Naga's sending illusions mid.
It's so greedy to try and hold your safe lane tower like that one. The arrow's going to come around, but he was already on the trees. An interesting interaction where midway through the air, he got hit by the imprisonment, but managed to land on the trees anyway, and the arrow was off the mark as a result.
I mean, what is an astral prison to a king, Pat?
That's true.
He does not care about your physics. That's a huge gank dodge, because that kill is the kill that's going to convert on this tier 1, right? Now he can stay down here, he can play in the trees. Secret can have teleports up to take the fight if they want to. Especially with Ember, the mobility on the map. Secret's invading your jungle. This lead can build a decent amount here in the next minutes if Secret make like one more good move. Meanwhile, Puppy's just been soaking the levels mid. I mean, he's 6.5 with Arcane Boots. He is farming up a storm, as Puppy likes to do.
That is true. He's had a very long career, and most of it has been playing sort of a greedier style 5 position.
Denied!
Because he's still, like, you know, you talk about, like, the captains, the old dogs who play 5 positions still. There's so much talk about, like, oh, well, the strategy and drafting they do. But Puppy, when it just comes down to the play, he's still got it, man. He is still one of the best 5 positions from a mechanical perspective.
Oh, absolutely. He's also one of the best at killing creeps.
Yeah, that's a mechanic of sorts. Invis, Moonlight Shadow, they're going to be able to set up the toss into arrow combination that catches Nisha looking around in that dire jungle. Tundra reclaimed that bit of real estate, while they're also simultaneously taking the mid tower. Maybe not right now, but the Spiders, they'll eventually do their duty and bring it down. So
this is the downside of Secret support duo. They do not deal with the broodlings. So 33 can have his way in terms of cutting waves, pressuring buildings, forcing Secret cores to split up. And that's where those moves from Tundra with Moonlight Shadow or the vision they have on the map from Naga makes it a lot easier for those to work. This is where Secret have to choose how they play the map, and they have to choose it carefully. They have more anchor points like this Monkey or Mag they feel are strong. Well, just group up.
Blink reveal, skewer back, small little distance. They do hit a nice combo onto Zions here, but they might be able to catch both here. Beautiful stack storm with the chains on top. Snaky's going to get run down. Soxa does get bailed out, though, by 9. And that OD hits pretty hard. They don't want to play around him. They want to finish off that support. They do claim it. 33, who was kind of hovering around here, isn't able to do much considering lack of farm. Kaz doesn't really have an item to play with just yet, which is going to be that Wraith back build.
ended up claiming that tier 1 mid with the Broodlings on the back end.
That's nice.
And steals the rune from Nisha, so getting a little extra damage in. Of course, that was the Mag Blink reveal. Maybe not the best target Secret wanted there. They would have really liked to just RB this OD and take the fight without that save. That's going to be a big consideration as well, right? When Rezo blinks in, you have to keep track of the Astrals. You have to keep track of this Nagasol. As you get turned around on, all of a sudden, maybe your Static Storm is gone. Maybe you expended some remnants in that RP. Fight's looking a little worse, right? Wukong as well. There's a lot of static spells that Secret can drop in these team fights. It gets reset. You have to rethink matters a lot. So when Rezo wants to fight, kind of the big key here for Secret.
Ooh, nice sidestep there. Instantly read the where award was going to be, and he actually picks up the last hit before Snake King can get the deny.
Secret baiting this bottom. Rezo pre-TP'ing. Balls might get aggressive here. He has Maelstrom online already.
And what's the stop first? Follow-up snowball, just 100 to 0, nice and easy. And now Tundra, this little push that they were looking for, it's immediately denied.
Secret is doing a very nice job of holding their map. They're not building a huge advantage, but it's hard to do versus Naga Brood, who are just going to excavate the lanes no matter what.
Yeah.
The one advantage they're building is some of this XP, right? You look at Rezo, he's level 12. Compared to some of the Tundra cores, Skeeter just got 10. The Brood was suffering for a while, it's still only 9.5. So Secret does have a decent level advantage here, especially on their Monkey and on their Magnus. Here's another smoke, looking to use Magnus' strength right now. Convert it into some map control.
Cleared out that bottom right-hand side of the map. Now they're going to sweep through the map and try and catch somebody the very opposite end. The problem is this Naga Siren's pushing in so aggressively. It's no heroes are showing on the map. Tundra's just playing safe.
This is going to be the name of the game. Like, if you can get these smokes to land, they're crazy valuable, but good luck, right? How are you ever going to catch anything in this map when Tundra can always just force you to show? Now you showed Rezo back on his own. Here's the setup.
Into arrow, snaking perfectly on point there, and before the mag even wakes up from that stun, he is dead. Also look for that, we've got a Blink Dagger Tiny now on the loose, the side of Tundra, so this just increases the kill power when they do split Secret up, when they do force them to show on these side lanes. This individual kill power of Tiny and Mirana, or the OD Mirana, whatever it is. It's going to be scary, especially for Chrysalis, who keeps on trying to hold this safe lane and doing so successfully, honestly. I mean, he's known as a Monkey King expert, and he's showing why. The fact that he's been so wily, staying away from Tundra this entire time.
Gonna have to tank the smoke.
But the Coyote might have just finally... Oh, that rotation was close. Chrysalis, once again, hypes away to the trees.
Then Blink Tiny here. Also, Blink can eat his tree. Does that Boundless.
Catch Snake King, thinking about the Wukong's command. Now, this is a little bit of a stretch. Chrysalis really trying hard for this one. The rest of his team not quite there. Snake King is going to be caught. No leaps in hand. They do get the glimpse backwards here with a snowball on top of that one. 2 pickups.
Thanks for playing.
Very valuable for Secret. Those are 2 big killers on the map. So now Secret, they could split up probably pretty aggressively here and try and push in the waves.
That was the one spot Secret wanted to bring everybody because it's where all their vision is. They don't have much vision on any of this top portion where Skeeter has just been constantly pushing his lane, stealing triangle farm, 33's in their jungle, scouting out with Broodlings. The vision is always going to be a constant battle for Secret, so they really have to maximize what they get out of it. That just means bringing the numbers. Every time you bring the numbers and Tundra get out without losses, they're super happy. They lose a couple of heroes there, it means you're probably losing the objective. Secret get the most out of that play, and it's going to push this Monkey King up to BKB, 200 gold. Very big item for him. It means he can commit in the fight. Your Astrals don't control him as much anymore. You can't just arrow him.
It's also great for split pushing, right? Like, he can deal with the split pushing because now if he gets imprisonment, okay, I'm just going to pop BKB if they try and arrow. So
every item that helps him stay out on the map independently is going to be amazing for Secret here. It's going to be Ags done on Outworld Devour, I believe. So this is a big power spike for Tundra. They also have Orchid on this Naga.
The rune of regeneration.
You're not ready. If you get Orchided out on one of these cores, Nisha is not close to BKB. He's still 1,000 off. Tundra really want a big core kill into Roshan here.
Oh, yeah. Getting a pick off on Nisha would definitely be the most amazing opportunity for Tundra.
But it's Secret group, though.
Yeah, the Spider crawling all over the map is one of the advantages of the Broodmother. You feed away a little bit of gold and experience, but you gain out of it the vision. What you see, that information is very much worth the exchange.
And sometimes what you don't see, that scan clipped them on Roche, so Secret thinks they're roaching right now. Nobody's home.
Yep, it's gonna break. Snake King. Is he gonna be able to leap away successfully in time? All 3 leap charges used to get out of town. Resolution not gonna be able to find that opening with Blink Dagger.
I mean,
So.
Secret's going to think about this tier 1 mid, and they're also going to think about Roche here. Remember, their Roche teamfight is absolutely insane, as long as you don't get Song.
that is a very good point. They've got all this good AoE, like area control team fight between the Static Storm, the RP, the Wukong's command, but it all goes away if you get songed at the wrong time.
But I feel like you man up for it here if you have the Ember BKB. Like, they're 200 off this. Might be why they're hesitating a little. I think if you had that BKB plus the Monkey BKB, that contest is just not there for Tundra. You just BKB up near the end of Roche, or go any type of Song contest, and you're super happy committing for this objective. Nisha's gonna go bottom, try and deal with the split push. Always a nuisance deny.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Take it as well.
Very nicely played, but does he get out?
Mirana ults.
Oh, here it comes.
Work it as well.
He has an illusion root, so
does.
they know about this. They can't just work at him straight up. They've got to be able to find a way for him to be able to pop that and then catch him afterwards. But Nisha, he held and held and held. It's like, I'm not popping this. I bet the only reason he went to that bottom lane was because of that power root.
Definitely that deep, yeah. He would have been out of there way sooner if he didn't have that. Saves his life from the shadows, quite literally. And that'll push him to his BKB. I think Secret is now a lot more confident to force Roshan, and as we see, straight into the pit. They have max tag team out on this Tuskar, so this is going to drop pretty fast. Tundra do have an option to contest here. Remember, they have pretty much everything up, and they have this Wraith Pact on Brood. But it's going to be a little too hard to push through this middle lane. That'll be an objective for Secret and a big one.
Top tower is under attack.
Very surprised they're giving this up with the Naga Siren on their team. But at the same time, if they contested and lost, I feel like that would be the beginning of a Secret would just take a huge lead at that point in time, right? You would get map control, absolutely disaster.
Yeah, and I just think it's not even a favorable fight for them right now.
Fair.
Like at the point where both those cores get BKB off, now you have to fight into Wukong, you have to fight into an RP. Rezo can stay super far back. He went 4-staff Blink, so his catch range and initiation range went up a lot. This 4-staff can also help save people from an arrow combo, right? As long as they're facing the right way, force them a little deeper, it forces Tundra to commit with you. That sets up for your AoE turnaround a lot. This is the part where I feel like Secret's a lot stronger as long as they connect and Rezo connects.
Cut across the map. Does manage to get the Tiny here. 3-man Avalanche is going to buy him a bit more time. Actually gets the other side of the shard. There's going to be the snowball that chases him down. So they're only going to get the one.
Yeah, nice
which
little
Tundra is probably accepting of smoke for a forward position.
They'll take it. You do have to think about how much of the map you're giving up here.
That's true.
Again, your Naga and Brood can like split push these lanes out, but you're losing on the XP advantage every time you make this trade. At some point, you have to win that fight. And the more of those you give up, the harder that XP hill is to climb. I'm serious, look at these levels. You have a level 11, level 12 cores compared to level 14 or 15s. It's already a significant gap. That means another level of talents, some more goal in the map.
Do you feel like that's something that is more valuable than it has been in previous matches? Because nice catch there.
Just found it.
What a beautiful skewer. Saksa was looking for a toss back there, couldn't quite get it, and looks like they're just going to be maybe not. Nine walking out of the Wukong Smith. He gets glimpsed back though, and now he dies. Now they actually get the slight chains onto 33 as well with the double BKB pop and the Static Storm on top of that. That one's going to be 2 cores dead on the side of Tundra. Nisha. The last remnant is a BKB hunting for even more heroes, but Saksa said you want me. I goes in, doesn't quite finish him off. The snowball save gets him away. A skewer back almost catches Snake King, but he managed to leap out. Glimpse doesn't pull him back far enough either, so Saksa daring to dive in like that was a bold move. Almost got the kill on Science, but instead ends in his own feud.
More advantage going Secret's way in these 5-on-5s. Just doesn't feel like Tundra can take the full mana fight. Of course, Odie getting caught is worst case scenario, right? Anytime they can displace him, take the fight around the fact that Odie has to Astral himself, they're going to be super happy to do so. And of course, that glimpse, you got to think about it here. Like, this is a very powerful tool in this game to just keep Tundra heroes where Secret wants them. You can save your buddy, but what happens after the saves are gone?
Yeah. I mean, it's such a great, like, Whitmore kind of spell, right? Yep. They win this initial part of the engagement where they get 9 out of the way. And once it's forced, Tundra is like, we can't fight back, we have to retreat. That glimpse becomes probably one of the best support tools in the game. And
And I really like how Secret's itemized this game. Like, they are not being too greedy on a lot of their heroes. Rezo went the Vanguard Force Staff so he can bail somebody out.
Okay.
Puppy's just going the Lotus. That's going to help deal with the Naga Orchid and the net for Ember, right? This is an item built for the Ember Spirit to help Nisha in the fight. And of course, you have Tuskar, who now gets his Blink, so you have Blink Snowball save online as well. Those are 3 really powerful tools for Secret to reset those arrow combos. If the arrow combos aren't landing, your next best bet is these tossbacks. Try and displace the fight yourself, right? Throw people into the OD hits, into the Naga illusions, abuse the vision to a maximum.
Sounds like right now the supports have to do a lot of heavy lifting on a sided Tundra, and even then can be countered. See what they can do though. Tundra are going to go for a 5-man smoke. This is, I've seen them do this in maybe the whole game.
Yeah, they might decide to touch. They will.
Yeah, they will. They're going to toss more to the side here into the Orchid. Now, Puppy shows up. He actually going into this one. The Static Storm goes down. The Wukong's man on top of that one. They're going to chain it with the stun from Chrysalis. Make sure that the Marauder can't get away. Nice Prison save. The 5 position's going to come back. The statues and the slides. Make sure he stays down.
Another toss back here if Tundra want to think about it. Oh, Rezo is going to displace him first, though.
Yeah, there goes the toss over the side. So both the repositioning spells being used here by an RP, locking down the 2 of them. The OD ultimate was dropping on BKB. Misha, they're going to fight it out with Chrysalis, so the song isn't going to be enough for Skeeter unless, there it is, the imprisonment with the song on top of that one. Now with the BKBs failing out, can Secret continue this fight, or Tundra? Are they going to be able to be the ones to catch over hero after hero? A glimpse back, not going to do enough though, as it's going to be Nisha caught by the Orchid, drained of everything he has, including his life. They may have had the Aegis on Team Secret, but it's Tundra who come out the victors in that well-played team fight.
Oh, these long team fights are going to be Secret's bane this game because these Astrals add up. They're just out of mana by the time that fight is done. You look at that Ember's mana pool and the death pool, it's 580. You got nothing left to do anything by the time this fight progresses past that song. Just an awkward initiation too, right? Both Secret supports pretty much taken out at the start to some degree. Puppy has to drop the full kit. Just look how much this Mirana death gets stalled. Was a snaking by, but now we're getting more players on it.
Static Storm trying to protect him, but it looks like with the imprisonment, it's probably going to be enough. Now, Zox's life is going to get traded out 1 for 1, but they do have the ensnare on the Monkey King here. He doesn't have his BKB, not for another 20 seconds. He's in big time trouble. They do manage to get back on to 9, but without the Monkey King, do they have anything to take advantage of this one? They do have the Ember Spirit coming in hot. 9, he needs to get out of here, but this damn kinetic field is locking him in place. Needs to go to the kill, and needs to claim it. Shockwave managed to finish him up the end. Now with the BKB, he's challenged Skeeter. Doesn't really have the damage against the Naga Siren, so we won't find a secondary kill during that BKB timing. They did cost Secret a buyback there from the Disruptor.
Expensive. You can see how chaotic these fights can become very fast for Secret. They want to take the more organized 5-on-5 engagements where they get their big spells off and kill a core. The second these Astrals starts coming out, Lotus Astrals, arrows flying through on top of summons, on top of illusions, on top of broodlings. It's too much gunk to keep track of. And
yep.
At that point, especially if your BKBs are out, the fight just becomes a nightmare.
I like this pickup. Snaking, grabbing the gem. Now that Tundra have kind of gotten back some of that map control away from Secret, they can start taking down some of these wards. Map goes dark for Secret. It becomes even harder to deal with these kind of split push lineups, right? When you don't have the vision.
It becomes harder to team fight too. Like, Secret's a bit reliant on the jumps at this point, I think. It's about who they initiate on, how they anchor that engagement. Ideally, it's OD every time.
Trying to game, but it's not dead even anymore. No BKB on the Ember Spirit. Gets caught by the Moonlight Shadow rotation of Tundra.
Map is just way too hard to play. Secret need to do something to regain some vision control, regain some lane control. Not necessarily going to get easier for them in the next 10 minutes here. Again, there's just so much ghost push happening on the map. You have Naga Illusions cutting top, Rubline's cutting bottom. Tundra can group, Tundra can pick you off and not have to show that much to do it. Another toss back mid on this mag. Getting forced out.
Brisbane reset here. Bumpy. That's going to be a dieback on him. That's why he's kind of dropping everything. Ultimately, you're going to be dead for a solid 60, 70 seconds. Might as well throw all your spells out there.
The same cooldown.
And it really is.
You are giving some extra mana away. Helping up the OD a little bit.
Picking up a lot of momentum now on the Tundra side. A 4,000 net worth lead. And they're the ones now assaulting buildings.
Radiant's middle tower is under
attack. I think that's such a scary part of these split push lineups when they start getting on your side of the map. becomes harder and harder to get it all back, right? You feel like you're constantly, oh, now this lane's being pushed in. Now our tier 2 is falling. The tier 3 is exposed.
The Tundra playbook.
Yeah.
This is what you have to be ready for in this tournament. I think Secret's idea is we get this mag lineup, we have a bunch of cores who can shove out the lanes, scale really well, take the late game fights. You can't get there, it's a problem though, and yeah, who's Titan Sliver?
Yeah, who left that behind?
Somebody has a regret in the jungle.
See, let's check out the Tundra side. Oh, there it is, it was the Tundra. All right, well, that's a freebie for Secret. Oh, look at that.
They don't want it.
Or maybe don't look at that.
They don't want any handouts, Cap.
Want to win this game fair and square.
That's damn right. I mean, the alpha move is you pick that up and you give it back to him.
Radiant's top tower.
That's the next
Now
level play.
Imagine if you win the game. On top of that, ultimate mental damage being done.
I mean, that is something Puppy would do. I want to beat you at full strength.
Next Roshan. That's going to be so crucial, right? I mean, you have gone on this entire... Yay! Rezo finds it in the end. Hey, look, there's the Titan Sliver.
I've never heard such a resounding cheer for a neutral item in my life.
For the Monkey King, so that's a pretty significant not only damage buff, but also the status resistance. Could be
very nice.
Very crucial.
Roche does spawn here, but the biggest question is you need lanes out to be able to deal with it, right? I don't think you can just go in the pit and force it like you did last time if you're Secret. Maybe Tundra's sleeping, but I wouldn't bank on it. They always have that sleep up, so you have to find a way to deal with these lanes. It comes down to this Ember just reading the map super well. There's a limit to that. When you have Moonlight Shadow, when you have all the vision Tundra has.
Yeah.
It's just too much weight for Nisha to do it all. Now you're forced in a position where you gotta win the 5-on-5 clash. Doesn't have to force it here either. They do have a Hex on Brood. It's an absolutely nasty item if he gets the initiation with it. Might be something Secret does not expect and does not BKB preemptively for.
They throw an illusion up into the triangle area, trying to get some information. Secret is smoked up, though. So Tundra, they start moving north. They think, okay, maybe they're up here somewhere. Not actually the case.
Gotta find this OD, or you've got to skewer one of these cores back pretty deep, and then just triple BKB man up.
So you think of the state of team fights, it's much easier for Tundra to win, and it's Secret who have this, like, the onus is on them. There's this one play they have to do in order to win a fight.
I think Tundra's super comfortable in this game state. I mean, they're also Dire. They can abuse buybacks on the Dire outpost for this Roche fight.
Oh yeah, that's true.
There's a lot of things going their way right now. It's just so hard for Secret to make a move without Tundra knowing it and without knowing where they're coming from. Bailout tools. They can use support buybacks on the front line. They can use the tossback. They can use a Force Staff. The initiation is not guaranteed to go Secret way. You might just get hexed when you blink in. You might get Astral.
Enough.
You have to worry about them potentially just forcing it as well if you don't have vision. The Glimpse checking the Naga status. It will be real.
Yep. Of course, what you're referencing there is illusions. They do get one shot by Glimpse, so if you hit an illusion, just instantly pops. Problem is, there's so many of them.
Radiant's middle tower.
Puppy doesn't mind doing a little illusion farming in the downtime. I think Tundra's contemplating whether they want to just lead this triangle, but pretty much the only way Secret wins a fight at this point, I think.
Yeah, I mean, if they're just chipping away at the mid-tier 2, there's really no rush to go into that triangle, there is, right? You could just force them to bottom eventually.
Yeah, I don't think there's any reason to force it this game, and so we see Rezo, he's trying to look for anything.
I don't know what mix-up of button clicks that one was, but he force staffed and horn tossed, but didn't blink forward.
Soxa, think about blind jumping.
Middle tower shouldn't have
cutting his way through.
He's gonna find Science and toss him back over to the side. He's just immediately gonna try and take advantage of this. They do manage to get on the snowball. They're on top of the OD. That's all important, but he has the imprisonment. He's gonna come back into Chrysalis with the stun, but he blinked away just before the stun could hit. And that is so much of the team fight on the side of Secret now. Tundra is going to continue to retreat, though. Instantly the side forward onto the Magnus. He tried to go forward, but he had an Eon as well. So he's going to be okay. And that hammer did absolutely nothing to him, but did almost finish off the toss. The Ember Spear stuck inside the ensnare with no BKB. He will die, overextending. Now he goes in team though with the RP. They land exactly what they needed there to turn the fight. Two cores going down on the side, now with a buyback on sides. They're going to finish off Sato. He gets tossed over, maybe snaking low, beaten down. Chrysalis versus Skeeter, a one-on-one carry matchup where Skeeter has the health advantage, and he's got the ensnare, he's got the illusion, he trapped the Monkey King, and now 9 comes back into play as well for the +1. Rezo, Force Staff Skewer on away. They're trying to catch him, but 9 So close to being able to get off that extra imprisonment, but the blink goes first. Ultimately, Tundra walk away the victors.
I mean, honestly, it's not the worst outcome considering that Wukong stun completely whipped on that OD. I thought that fight was going to be way more hard. And of course, you force this OD buyback. So that's a huge deal for Secret here. You're going to lose the Roche, but this Roche was just... I don't think it was in the cards at this point in the game anyway. You're going to have to kind of wait out this Naga timings, go ultra late. Use buybacks in a 50-minute plus situation here. That is the key to victory for Secret. And right now, Tundra, they're going to have free reign on the map. OD buyback, but he gets the Aegis.
So just to make sure I'm understanding this correctly, you think even though they got Roshan on the side of Tundra, the fact that they were already so far ahead in your head, that team fight was kind of a win for Secret. Just the fact that, as you said,
I mean, I'm not going to call it a win. You know? It doesn't
a draw,
feel good.
maybe.
But just considering how that fight started and how hard it is for Secret to find these initiations, we see here Tundra's completely reset, right? Yeah. Even on this second go, Rezo just gets insta hex. These jumps are just very hard. Nisha tries to commit in, but at this point, again, your BKB is gone. You have no backup dispel. Yeah, the team fights become near impossible at this point. So the fact you got an OD buyback out of missing a Wukong stun is pretty good in my book.
Yeah, it's fair enough, and it's all thanks to Resolution being able to hit that RP, and perhaps a little overextension there from 9, but ultimately he had the buyback, was able to use it, secure Roshan, and has the Aegis now. The next 4 minutes.
You were talking about that hammer doing nothing. Something I've just been laughing over in this game is I've been running around with this Eye of the Vizier.
Yes, the minus 15% max mana. That's how much value he puts on cast range.
He's just playing for the Astrals. I don't need a high mana pool, you know? I'll make it up with the saves, make it up with the dispels. Of course, you get mana from the Astral, so...
I mean, he's probably jealous of Puppy. Puppy's sitting there rocking a psychic headband.
Very true.
He's like, that's the cast range item that OD really wants.
This is the future of Dota, where ODs lower their own mana pool for the dub. I mean, it's also Tundra's game plan for the fights, right? They don't need to burst somebody, they don't need to take some super short-oriented fight. They just need to play it long, get a huge amount of rounds of spells off.
Both the supports getting caught here. It's Puppy who's going to be run down. Looks like the Tusk maybe got away. He did. Well, he almost did. Well, Resolution's going to be fouled. Now he's got Skew and he's got Aeon Disc. So, let's see how far away he gets here. Is an opportunity for him to be able to blink away during this Aeon Disc, or no? Hit by the arrow. Oh, he still gets it off. As status resistance lasted just long enough, he bogs him and TP's out. What an escape from Rezo. Twice now, the Aeon Disc that he picked up comes in clutch.
Absolutely clutch. Doing a little tree work as well. Never hurt anybody. Yeah, that's a lot of time, and every time Secret buys some time, it means they can get another lane out. Give them some remnant of map control and vision. They're pretty much stuck in the base at this point. Of course, I don't think they have any inclination of fighting the Aegis too much.
No, absolutely not.
And Tundra's caught up in the levels, they've caught up in the items. Skeeter is super far ahead in this game, 30k net worth. Opted for Bloodthorn, Butterfly, and BKB. This is like a man fight build, right?
Yes.
This is a build where he just wants to run in man fight Secret cores. You're not going to be able to outright click.
Allies.
Yeah, that Aeon Disc status was
able to get away.
Middle tower.
Back in live, we have the RP, the lands under the Naga side, but he's showdown tanky. They need to be able to 100% him there, but they've got the imprisonment plus the shard. So he's going to be able to walk it off, all thanks to that Roshan pickup. What a glut here, though. Locking out a bunch of heroes. They also got on top of it. Once again, the OD, they're just walking away from this one thanks to that imprisonment save. They jump back over 33, who look to be able to finish off. Puppy has an Aeon Disc, and now the song reset comes in. Tundra, they've built up these imprisonments. 9's in the position. Arrow goes out. BKB from Chrysalis. Takes that one down. Secret on full retreat here. Are they all going to get away from this one? Tundra, do they have anything left? Nisha, he barely got away. Glimpse back, goes around. They have the Lotus Orb to deal with silence. That part is so hard. I love the Lotus Orb from Puppy, but it's so hard for him to be around this Ember Spirit all the time. Toss away.
Oh, they're good.
Skewer back at the same time. The slide and jump away from Nisha. Saxa thought he had an opportunity to trade his life for a big core, but Nisha's Ember Spirit is just too elusive.
No more tosses for you. Rezo's getting fed up with these tossbacks, man. He is the ultimate displacer in this game. These fights, they just go long. Gotta save those BKBs. I was surprised Cristal still had his arrow at the end. I thought it was gonna be expelled for sure. Very patient here from Secret, and of course the tactical retreat. Not losing anybody in all of that?
That's pretty crazy.
Even Puppy was on like 10 or 20 HP there to brew these in the back. Managed just to walk it off. Fluffy hat. Sometimes the 40-minute Fluffy hat comes in pretty handy.
Don't take away that hat. Took it straight from Zayats, probably.
These Astrals are going to be a problem. Like, Puppy's building towards Ags, but of course, OD Astral doesn't care too much about the Ags unless you're catching him in it, right?
Yeah. That's true, which you kind of need. So, nice skewer. Do they have any sons to follow it up? There's the RP. Right in front of the tier 3 with the Static Storm on top of that one. The imprisonment. So once again, the BKB is going to go out from Skeeter, and he gets the song off. Once again, they find this beautiful initiation, but Skeeter's Naga Siren is too tanky. He doesn't die fast. We talked about that problem 30 minutes ago. They do not have the ability to burst down heroes, in which case 9 is always able to take his time getting the imprisonment saves.
They just need more damage in order to convert on these finds, because they're finding them. They found the real Naga multiple times now. Like you said, just not enough damage to kill him. There's going to be an Astral save. There's going to be a Song follow-up. At that point, he just walks it off. Initiation's so difficult. Now you're getting turned on. Bloodthorn going to work here and shredding Zaya.
Definitely no shortage of damage on the Tundra side. You have that Bloodthorn.
You've got to be able to check the OD on these other initiations or find him. You have to do both things at once, right?
Yeah.
Finding the Naga, finding the Brood, that's great, but if they can just walk it off every time, Hunter's not losing too much on these ghosts. You are heading into very late game territory here.
So who are you assigning, like, who has what duty? Do you assign Rezo, like, you just look for any good initiation, and then what, Chrysalis, you try and jump onto the OD, or what's the play here?
I'm not sure, it's not easy. Depends who thinks they have
nice
damage.
Force Staff! Cuts the king down from his perch here.
Does have BKB if he can get it off.
He does have BKB, but he may not have an opportunity. Imprisonment at the last second. He's got some regen coming in. He's going to survive. He doesn't get off the BKB.
Well.
Throws out the stun. Huge heal with the chain panic. Now the Wukong's fed. The imprisonment once again. The Song of Siren.
Doesn't want to.
He needs to be able to jump out, but they're going to go back in. They find him. He's a tree right there. He's right there, and they found him. They hit him. He's not going to be able to jump onto the trees. He's still inside the Wukong's command, but Skeeter doesn't care. He's got his delusions. He's got his whole crew signing up for duty to bring down the Chrysalis Monkey King, and he's dead for 80 seconds. A huge opportunity now for Tundra to perhaps break open that high ground.
No buyback for 150 gold.
So they don't know that, though.
I don't think they have much interest in going high ground. I think they have interest in taking over the map. Getting even more farmer and their supports who are reaping the biggest benefit out of all this. Hell, Snaking's level 20 on this Mirana, basically, with full A on this. Even these supports are becoming very difficult to kill.
Avalanche, toss, arrow coming in. No.
Just sending the message.
Just keeping them off. You can't push out these lanes too far. Meanwhile, spiders, illusions, the whole zoo is here to play.
Sox has built an A on disc of his own.
Visibility.
I don't know how you kill this Tundra backline. It seems impossible. Pretty much have to find a good core, have to find the Skewer RP, lock down OD with this Static Storm, maybe this Disruptor Ags is the key to making something happen here.
They're just very calm, clear communication from Tundra. I'm sure they feel very comfortable in this game. I mean, you said it. They felt comfortable like 15 minutes ago. Now, with a 19,000 net worth lead and closing in on Secret bit by bit, they are tightening the noose.
You see everything. What's there not to be comfortable with, right? You know where Secret are at all times. You have control over where the fights take place and how the initiations go for the most part. Secret pretty much are only going to get the jump if they smoke out, plant a ward, and just see everything off it. Now you just get Roshan here. Absolutely no contest in the books if you're Secret.
It's going to be Refresher Shard. Do you think they had a preference there? Aghanims or Refresher Shard?
Honestly, maybe a Refresher here. I mean, you already have like tags on the heroes you want it, right? Even this Naga has one, so...
In which case now we can drop double Sandy's Eclipse. We can get 4 imprisonments pretty easily. I mean,
double Hex.
You could hit a 4-man RP on the side of Resolution. It may not do anything if 9's not in it.
It'll do absolutely nothing. He'll just drop the double hammer, double Hex. He's going to turn the fight around again, so you have to find the angle. Nice skewer
away! The long one, Snake King, blocked by the kinetic field axe. Usually for the second one, gets around it, and on the side, we're going to see Puppey pay for that kinetic field. Perhaps the Spiders look to be able to chase him down, and the hammer gets dropped. 9 turns around, imprisonment, refresh, and second support goes down. Rezo looks to try and blink forward the skewer back. Meanwhile, we see Nisha. He's forced to bomb his BKB, the Bloodthorn. Managed to get that one out of him. They've used kind of everything they have on the side of Secret. They're going to have to full out retreat. They may just have to give up a full lane of barracks.
This game is looking rough. There's just not enough damage in the tank. I think even at this point, if you land everything on this Naga, and he doesn't Astral, doesn't matter. He still has Aegis. He still has the Butterfly Evasion.
Look what they're doing to Rain.
Not cutting through enough of this. You really need
Skewer, though. The skewers are always an opportunity. 9 in turn. Throws out the imprisonments. They cannot seem to be able to lock down these 1 heroes because 9 is always there to be able to get the save. They have that buyback, though, on the Disruptor. They need to make it work. It's something here. They can go back, but again, the Astrals, the imprisonments, they keep on going down. And this is still the first life. Sasha with the tops over on Nisha. He doesn't have BKB. He's caught by the side. And now the song, wake him back up. And there's the second side. Wait, in the vulnerability over and over again, but he couldn't get away. He does have a buyback. They're going to try and get the dieback on the Puppey here. Loaded sword, bouncing back some spells. Another skewer over the side through the field. They caught 9. They hit him with the stun. The fight there. He's dead. All important. Finally, the OD is the one that gets caught in the initiation for resolution. Gets caught in the trap. And now the rest of Tundra. There is no song. There is no imprisonment.
OD by.
OD coming back. Uh-oh. They cannot afford this Nuggets army to die. Optimus, the nice dodge there on the stun. The arrow coming in, goes wide. He's focusing on resolution. He does not want to get skewered any longer. The BKB is going to wear out soon. They've gotten on top of 9. Well, it's maybe just the touch who's gotten on top of 9. Nisha has the second round of the BKB. There goes the imprisonment. Crystal
have to get over
here. Follow up off of this one side. Oh, that skewer is off the mark. He blinks away first. And that, without being able to catch 9, so much of their extension here on Secret is being ruined. Again and again, the imprisoment's going down. Nisha throwing out the damage, does manage to jump back to his remnant. If they can reset here, ultimately, they still got a buyback out of 9. There is still a buyback on Skater, but both 9 and 33 use theirs in a losing game. That is a glimmer of hope, Avery.
That is more than a glimmer. That is like best case scenario. You're fighting Aegis. You're fighting so many saves, so many of these skewers on point for resolution. This is the only reason they're still in this game. It's just dragging them insanely far back with the talent, with the Aether Lens. You can get them real deep. And of course, that's a 3-for-3 buyback situation. I don't even think you're too sad if you're Secret out of this scenario.
Yeah. We saw a whole lot of this guy at TI-10, the Magnus. The hands of collapse now.
Channeling
resolution, channeling his fellow countrymen in collapse, trying to show off.
You have to fight these tossbacks as well.
Skewer, man, crazy.
I mean, it's another scenario where your Wukong does absolutely nothing. If anything, Naga's just healing for it. Your Ember's dying to the hexes in the back.
Yeah.
We do see, though, this OD, if he gets caught, I mean, what a horn toss skewer here.
Yeah,
they got stuck on the static field, but I guess it just gets overridden. If you can find that OD and take him out, all of a sudden, Tundra have to route. Like, their saves go away. A lot of the chip damage and the glimpses and all of this become way more powerful for Secret. But you have to be able to find him, and that is the trick in this game.
Yeah, like, Secret, they may have gotten the buyback out of it, but I feel like they're not going to be able to take advantage of it. I think they're going to be stuck inside their base. There's no way they can go for some crazy all-in. It just comes down to one team fight sort of play. I think Tundra is just going to lock them out. Just wait for the buybacks to come back up.
That's why I said this game is going to go late, because I don't think Secret's giving up their base easy, and they're ready to defend it. At the same time, Tundra's building damage is very poke-oriented. They can't just force the throne in a buyback situation, right?
Yeah.
That fight does not favor them, especially when you start getting skewered into the fountain. I mean, it's not normal that you're talking about skewering into the fountain for a viable strategy, but at this point, it is something Secret can think about. Like, the ranges on some of these, you have a refresher as well. You can blink RP skewer, refresh, skewer again, RP in the fountain again.
Yeah.
That's one way to help deal with some of these heroes, or separate the fight by such a distance that the Astrals just can't come through.
That level 20 talent in Aether Lens. As you said, the refresher, it's a very real possibility, and if they get the right initiation, maybe they don't even need the fountain anymore, because now they've got an Aghanim Scepter Disruptor. So you hit 9, he's done so. He gets the Static Storm on top of him, he's not going to be able to do anything to stop it. He'll just melt.
If you hit him, beautiful. Even if you don't, you're doing that to make the OD show.
Yeah, that's
like,
true.
Nine has to think about when he shows in these fights and how he's doing it. If he commits to try and get the save, he opens himself up.
Right.
That's when you get chains into a static storm, something like that. Remember, this OD has been playing this whole game without BKB, without a huge amount of defensive items. He's even gone Moon Shard. He can't get much more aggressive. You get caught in the static storm, you're pretty much done. There is no save to bail you out other than the song. You better pray it's enough.
Is he actually going to go overwhelming blink?
Why not?
At Arcane?
Stronger.
That is literally more strength, yes. Thank you, Avery. Snowball in. Zayat's being pulled into a nasty scenario where he'll just be avalanche. Now, Chrysalis is out. Oh, look at that. Zoxa immediately tried to pounce on the Monkey King to get him off the tree. Still got him in the end. Is he going to be able to get off of BKB? They've got the Lotus Orb to be able to help him out. He pops BKB now, turns Static Storm. There's no real Naga Siren there. They've also caught Puppy on the side. So the two supports will die. Neither one have a fight back at the Skeeter. Zoxa almost catching the Monkey King again. Chrysalis barely managed to jump away.
These retreats from Secret have been on point this game. These are not easy scenarios to get out of, and they have done the correct job at bailing on a lot of these situations. Because messy fights like that, there's absolutely no way you're taking that type of engagement. So you need to get your cores out. You need to get them well. I even feel like sometimes Puppy's just running in to try and take some of the spells, get his cores out of that situation. As long as all three Secret cores are alive, they can take a base defense fight.
They last showed on the bottom side of the map, so they smoke over to the top side, see if they can get a pick here. Maybe an Ember Spirit or Magnus out of position, failing that, okay. Don't find that opening.
BKB on this Monkey. Skeeter, he's up the Bloodthorn. No,
there it is. It's being used as he blinks in. Aeon Disc gets just wiped out. The Nullifier completely disrupts that one. They do have a buyback onto Rezo. They're probably going to have to wait out the supports, though. We're almost up here. Chrysalis, you gotta be careful. He's BKB, he's still not back up. They're gonna go for the buyback now. The Magnus needs to be able to bail him out, but there goes the song. Perfect timing. Can they get out of the glimpse range, though? Puppy is gonna be able to force that one. The man to dodge or the imprisonment. No, we got the dodge out. Nice illusion dodge there. And the arrow. Now the jammer's being dropped. Almost finishing off the Monkey. He turns around, spots Satanic, gets a little bit of heal. Not very much though. Secret, they gotta get back to the fountain.
Any more glimpses?
No more glimpses, apparently.
No, he needs to heal. Oh, Zayats, he got songed on the blink in punch. That might be a very different fight if that happens. And of course, some sick Manta dodges from Skeeter this game.
Yeah, very well played by Chandra. Nice reset by them. I mean, they are just playing this like Secret. They're holding on by a thread, and they're playing really well to keep this game still going on. But Tundra, very disciplined. They keep on poking at him and getting a little bit more resources out of him, a bit more. And they're saying this is fine. We love this game state. You're losing range barracks, you're losing melee barracks.
You're losing Magnus buyback.
Yeah, Magnus buyback. Like, you will eventually run out of resources. We are going to drain you dry. And even if that doesn't happen, they still have full control of Roshan's. They can still infinitely farm.
And they just keep sending the Broodlings in too. And you just watch these mini maps. It's just dots of every color going into Secret space, pushing the waves in. It's a very tough spot to be in.
Yeah, even if you did ever push out the lanes a little bit and 5-man smoked out, like, it would be so obvious because the illusions and the spiders are always inside the Secret space.
Game has gone on that OD buyback is up. So that's 6 or 7 minute window that Secret had to maybe abuse that. No way to capitalize on it. Instead, they had a quick smoke bottom
and break.
Actually chained him there.
They actually do find the OD. Moonlight Shadow goes out, and it almost seems like Secret's just making a break for trying to kill as many creeps as possible and get back to base in time.
Lincoln's on Nisha. Gonna help him a lot this game. Not get Hex, not get Astral. Be able to commit in the fight.
So many spells at the same time.
There's a lot.
So the Bloodthorns, the Sight Devices, the Imprisonments.
And we saw like the Nullifier, right? The Nullifier is a big one. Yes. Now those Aeon Discs, not helping you on the mag. A lot of this stuff off. It becomes even more obnoxious to jump. Sox has got a full Octarine core. These Tundra supports are so far and they are so annoying.
And who's going to take the Aghanim Scepter? Going to be the Broodmother. So now, talking about the spiders being in the base, and now you're going to have these spinner snares just sitting all around. If you ever try and step out of the base, there's probably going to be like 10 spinner snares you're going to be running into.
Stuck starting to feel like we're at the point where they need 5 or 6 Lincolns for the mag. You know, are we at that point again? Somebody help this man get the skewers off.
They kind of do. They kind of need just that.
Or BKB here, but he's just so far from it.
Setting up Sansa, fights the initiation, 2-man avalanche with a toss back as well. They do manage to get a skewer back into the tier 4. So as long as nobody dies on the side of Secret, it's going to be okay for them. They did use an BKB, and Sansa was walking off with the Aeon Disc, the Force Staff away. Now the Song of Siren allowing him to get out. So he forced a BKB. I think Chrysalis used his.
How do you kill any of these heroes?
I don't know.
If you're not killing him in that scenario, I mean, you need Nullifier. You just need it.
Oh, didn't quite get it. This you're almost going off the Nullifier. He's going to make that Aeon Disc useless. Oh, no! He dies. 9 minutes him off. There's going to be a dieback. Now it's going to be a 4 versus 5. Chrysalis in a good position, though. And my goodness. Knives just exploded at 33. That's a squad spider as well. They do have buybacks, though. Secret got to be careful as they push out, but they really want to be able to force more. They want to be able to stop these supports. There goes the buyback. Thorn Snare onto the Ember Spear. They need to help them out. But here comes Knives. They've got the sight. The imprisonment going down. This is maybe the last stand from Secret. It's all up to Chrysalis. They need to be able to fight through. Skater, he's going to fall once. 9. A dieback on him. They just changed the game for Secret, but Chrysalis, he's not sure if he can go for it. They're going to stick on his heater instead. Sansa comes in, lays down a combo. Almost enough to finish on the monkey, and he does die. He goes down. The one-on-one against Nisha. Now Sneaking joins in the fray. He jumps forward. Nisha, he must get this kill. He needs it so badly. Another round of slide change. Not quite even hard, but the double slide gets him before he dies. He finishes off 9. He gives Secret a small chance. Tundra are gonna go high ground with 4. Just the 2 possible for a hold here from Secret. It's gonna have to be some sort of crazy tier 4 defense, all up to Chrysalis and Puppey.
This is 1 BKB. That's it in the tank. The Puppey buyback. Static Storm in 30. He's getting Snare, getting Illusion. I don't think the Monkey King's stopping this, but he has one last Wukong in the tank.
The most veteran